Hello and welcome to Weekly MTG. I'm your host.
Hello. What's up tonight, everyone? Fine Thursday to you all. Good to see ya. What is up, Monster CC? What you doing, Bear? Come here. You gotta say hi to people. Come here. Come here. You want the treat? You gotta come over here. Come on. You gotta say hi right by the microphone. Come here. Here, you gotta come into the camera. They gotta see you. There. Right there. Right there. No? Alright. Well, I guess Bear's not gonna play. Good to see ya, good to see ya, good to see ya. What is up, Looney and Dylan, Hunter and Corbity? How is everyone doing today? Hopefully everyone is having a spectacular week. Today, I don't know what we're doing today. Honestly, if you got cool deck ideas, let me know. Hey, what's up, Luzid? How are you? Good to see you. Maybe not Mama Monicon, actually MTG Goldfish, but what else? Ishin 2 Heavens and 1. Ishin is really sweet. Yeah, maybe we gotta do some more Panharmoniconing in Modern. That is a good idea. Yeah, Bear's a little camera shy at the moment. I thought he was gonna come on screen, but yeah, what can you do? So today, I don't know, I just finished recording Commander Clash, and I was like, I don't know exactly what we should play tonight. Should we play? I don't even know. So if you got cool deck lists, let me know. I do want to try this list. This is a deck from a viewer, JB, who sent me this cool lands deck for Historic, taking advantage of Primeval Titan. It's got Gitrogs and lands from the graveyard synergies and a bunch of just cool stuff going on, looping lands from the graveyard and whatnot. So I want to give that a try. But if y'all got sweet lists, send me a sweet list and we'll check it out. Should do some Explorer stuff. Really, is Explorer still the way to go? Doom Foretold, is there a Doom Foretold list in Explorer? We could try Doom Foretold in Explorer. I think Doom Foretold's one of those cards where it's been long enough that it might be cool again. I remember it being like a little bit frustrating at times in Standard, but it's been so long since I've seen it. I bet it'd probably be sweet. Maruko, welcome to the baseball. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big soup for you. Thank you. We have a new donation from Lucid. Deck ideas. I brewed a budget waste not storm deck. Ooh. Bearby, shh, chill, bud. Oh, Waste Not Storm is like one of the sweetest archetypes. When it goes off, it is so much fun. That actually looks really sweet, actually. Underworld Breach can do some ridiculous things. Yeah, thank you so much for the donation, Lucid. Thank you. Yeah, I know. Bear doesn't bark much, but when he barks, my goodness, he does have a good one. So anyway, hopefully everyone is having a spectacular day. What did you think of this idea? So I saw this YouTube video with this Hearthstone dude, and he was watching like the greatest moments in Hearthstone history. And the way he did it was, I hadn't actually realized this was a feature, but on Twitch, there's clips, obviously, but you can go to someone's Twitch and sort them by, like, most popular, and it was actually kind of interesting to just see what showed up, so I thought about doing that. I don't know if that'd be cool or if that'd be really boring. Would you enjoy a stream where, rather than playing Magic, we were watching the greatest moments or the most watched moments in the history of Magic on various Twitch clips? It might be kind of interesting to see what shows up. If not, then try my MG deck. I think it could actually be kind of entertaining just to see. I don't even know what would show up on there. I had the idea, but I haven't actually watched them because I thought it would be more entertaining to go back and, if we did do it, to watch them together. Clip stream like the anime catch-up episode, basically. I mean, now that I'm an anime expert because I watched Death Note, so yeah, exactly. Ooh, the mono green deck looks spicy. Mono green fight rigging. It's got some that's got some big boys for sure. Anyway, so I don't know, maybe we'll try it. Maybe we'll try it at some point. I think it'd be fun, maybe a few between matches here and there, at least. Yeah, it could be fun to try at some point, but we're definitely gonna try JB's Lands deck, and then maybe some of these other decks that y'all are sending me. Angel Storm, Ooh. Angel's Book of Exalted Deeds is one of my favorites. I will say with Book of Exalted Deeds, I really want to have the lock in the deck. I think I would probably put the lock in the deck, like Mutavault or whatever. But anyway, Biogenic Upgrade in Dreadhorde Arcanist. Wait, what is Biogenic Upgrade? Oh, put 3 counters on 1, 2, or 3 creatures. Wait, that doesn't get Arcanist big enough, does it? Does that actually work? So if you Biogenic Upgrade, put 3 counters, and then double the counters. I see. I mean, that would be pretty sweet if it actually went off. What's up in the world of Magic? The big news of the day is we got some promos. Actually, there's not a ton of new news today. The news is, this is the big news, and I'm curious. I mentioned this on social media, but I want to get y'all's opinion. It seems like Commander Masters is kind of flopping. Like, that's the word on the street. anyone seen at their LGSs or anything? Has anyone mentioned how Commander Masters is doing? Because as far as I can tell, and this almost feels, tell me if this is scummy. I don't know if this is just like capitalism and you should just like know that it's gonna be like kind of scummy or whatever and you shouldn't be shocked by it, or if this is actually scummy. Rorix Venture, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank you. We have a new donation from Twitching Out, $10 donation. Hey Seth, I was hoping you and chat could maybe give me some more ideas for the deck I made. I wanted to bring it to MagicCon Vegas to play Commander. Ooh, I believe I'm gonna be in Vegas this year, so Gin and Juice, eh? Good deck name. We're off to a good start for Commander. Ooh, Jin-Gitaxias. More Jin-Gitaxiases. Wow. So that deck looks pretty strong to me. I would say that this deck, I would add more lands. 34 is probably a little low, but to me this seems like a very powerful but not very expensive deck. The extra turn spells, along with the Jin-Gitaxiases and Planeswalkers, I think would actually be fairly strong. So if you're going for a kind of like high-powered extra turn deck, I think you're off to a pretty good start. Just like draw the cards, do some ramping, cast all the extra turn spells. The biggest thing that sticks out to me is 34 lands. Just throw in some MDFCs, throw in some more islands. I would want to play at least 38 lands personally, especially with a expensive game plan, 5-mana commander, expensive extra turn spells. I think that 34 is probably going to be too little. That's one of the hardest parts about building commander decks is you get to this position and you have to cut like 4 cool cards that you really love or whatever to put in 4 more lands that you don't care about, but it will make the deck play so much better. So I think that would be my biggest piece of advice. Thank you so much for the donation. Here's my Doom Foretold deck in Explorer. Oh, okay, I will add it to the list, Summy. I'll add it to the list. Thank you so much, and welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank you. So here's what I heard about Commander Masters. So what I didn't realize is local game stores, and I saw actual like pictures of this, so I'm pretty convinced it's true, but for like set booster boxes, they were paying around $300+ for the set booster boxes, and the prices were really high. But then it turns out that the official WotC store on Amazon is now selling them for $325. So they dropped the price to its lowest price, a huge drop. So now all these local game stores essentially have to either not sell their boosters and have angry customers because they have to sell them for $375 or $400 because they're paying $300 or $320 for them, or they have to drop the price to try to match the price on Amazon, which means they're making like literally no money. And if you include the work that goes into it and everything, they're probably actually like losing money if they sell a set booster box for that price. Does that feel, I don't know, like, is this just some unintentional quirk of the market, or is this some like, it feels kind of bad because I think WotC controls the Amazon stuff. It's the official like WotC store or whatever. So it kind of feels like hanging local game stores out to dry a little bit to like sell them all these boxes and then list it at a price that you know they can't possibly make any money at. And either they get their customer base upset because why are you charging $50 more, $100 more than on Amazon, or we sell them at a loss and like go out of business. So I don't know, that I just learned this other day and I was like, wow, being a local game store actually kind of sucks. That actually like is really kind of messed up, and now I feel very bad. McFly, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank you. Yeah, isn't that kind of wild? I don't think people realize how this system works and how much it is tilted in the favor of WotC and against local game stores. Here's the other thing I learned recently, talking to people that are like super involved in this, is if you're a local game store, you have to order in the dark. So you're ordering your Commander Masters product like a couple of months ago before the set was revealed. You might have like the early spoilers or something, but you gotta say, I want this many boxes. So you get the early spoilers that always look really good. Everyone's really hyped and excited. Oh, new master set. So you gotta buy the boxes. And then if it turns out that the set, once it's all revealed, is not as good as you were hoping, or people aren't as hyped about it as you're hoping, there's no like returning those boxes. You're just kind of stuck. So you have local game stores that bought like lots of Commander Masters boxes at $300 some a piece piece, around $300, a little over $300 a piece. And then it turns out that people are kind of meh on the set, and now they're just kind of stuck and can't really do anything about it. So definitely, if you can support your local game store, Do you know the price before you buy them as a shop owner? I know that, yeah. So I know that set boosters it depends a little bit on who your distributor is. So it varies a little bit from store to store, but they were around $300 or a little over $300 from what people actually showed me their like orders and receipts. So the ones I saw were like slightly over $300 for a set booster box. Yeah, I was amazed that it's just like rough. What do you even do about that? Like, but then if you don't order a bunch of it in the sense of banger, like then you're kind of like in a bad position because your community is going to want the boxes, but you don't have them. But then if you buy a bunch and they're expensive and it doesn't work out and then they drop on Amazon for cost, then you're, I don't even know. What a tough position to be in. But anyway, Replay YouTube, reminders, Replay YouTube. That's where you can find all the old streams, including this one in the future. Don't worry, more Legacy is going to be coming. I'm already working on a Legacy video that'll be coming up on the YouTube soon. Normal YouTube, speaking of the YouTube, tomorrow we have some super fun janky action for Bunch of Brew. I think people are gonna like it. We're doing something a little bit different. Yesterday we did some moderning for Against the Odds, doing some Vesuvian drifting. That deck was actually really sweet if you haven't seen it. So check that out on the YouTube. A reminder that our sponsor today is Card Kingdom, and if you need some magical cards, maybe some Wilds of Eldraine in the near future, or maybe some Commander Masters, or even just a Starnheim Aspirant. Who doesn't need a good Starnheim Aspirant? You can get them over at cardkingdom.com/FTGGoldfish and even get a free goldfish sticker. Just let them know you want one in your order note and they'll hook you up. Otherwise, merch page, token t-shirts, playmats, giveaways, support the stream and the channel and the site donations, always appreciated, never required. $2 or more get your message right on stream. I saw Rudy from MTG Finance expecting this to potentially be the first master set to see an Amazon dump. I think the Amazon dump happened, at least like boxes are very cheap on Amazon now and they dropped the prices down a ton, so I think it may have actually really happened. Seth is counter streaming against Commander Clash Bully. Wait, Commander Clash is streaming? Commander Clash is streaming? I'm so confused. I'm so confused. Displacer Kitten Faceless Agent. That sounds spicy. So what are we starting off with today? We're gonna start off, and I haven't seen JB yet, but we're gonna start off with this land deck by JB. We're gonna give it a go. So what is the idea of this deck? This deck is a land synergy deck, and I'll try to try the Explore Doom Foretold deck too. That's on my list. People seem hyped about Doom Foretold. Although I kind of want to try some Explorer. I don't know, I've been feeling kind of down about Pioneer and Explorer lately. How has Pioneer and Explorer been for you? I've been feeling like Pioneer and Explorer are the two boringest formats. Like, there were no bannings. There was no Lord of the Rings set. It's still like a lot of Nykthos, a lot of Rakdos. I don't know. How was Explorer and Pioneer been? Because I've kind of like been much more interested in historic and in modern and in legacy, and Explorer and Pioneer has been the format that I just haven't played much the last couple of months. It's been fine for me since I just play Wheels. You're part of the problem, Death by Administrator. Yeah, I think that's the problem. Like, if you look at the Pioneer metagame, there's nothing in the Pioneer metagame. This came up with the bannings. Like, there's nothing in the Pioneer metagame that I can really point to and say, look at how bad this is. If you look at the meta, top deck 13% of the meta, 14% of the meta, that's fine. A bunch of decks in the like 5 to 10% range. It's diverse. Like, there's a bunch of options. Yeah, Rakdos, if you add the two together in mono green, are like the two best decks, but even combined, they're like 26, 27% of the meta or something. Like, it looks good on paper, but it's just kind of like stale. It's kind of the same stuff. Nothing changes. And some of the top matchups, like Nykthos and Hidden Stirrings, are just like not really enjoyable to play, at least for me. I don't enjoy playing against mono green. I don't enjoy playing against the Hidden Stirring deck. So it's just led to me like playing less Pioneer, even though I really like Pioneer as a format, which is kind of weird, but yeah, it's been the year of the Rakdos, that's for sure. After the Doom Foretold deck and the land deck, please try this Ring Angel deck, would be awesome. I'm curious if it works at your rank. Ooh, well, I will I will pull it up. I got it, necessary theory. I got it pulled up. We'll see. We might do some angeling too. So what is the idea of this deck? And if you got sweet decks, definitely hook me up and maybe we will try them. So what is the idea of this deck? This is a land synergy deck. The deck's actually playing 35 Magic the Gathering land cards. I know I'm skeptical of Abriel Grazer, but in a deck with 35 lands, it's gotta be good. If there's any deck that can make Grazer into a good card, it's this one. So why are we playing so many lands? Well, we're trying to get value out of our lands by having creature lands, having removal on our lands, having life gain on our lands, having graveyard hate on our lands. So we just have a ton of like removal and sweepers, really strange synergies with our lands. So the idea is we can play them as normal lands, we can get value out of them by activating them, and then we can get them back into play thanks to Ramanab Excavator and Crucible of Worlds, and we got extra land drops from things like Azusa, so we can rebuild really quickly. And then for winning the game, couple of plans. We got the big finishers like Primeval Titan Cultivator Colossus. Felidare Retreat with land drops can really go off if we have 2 or 3 extra land drops a turn. This just makes a ton of cats, makes our team really, really big, and that's essentially the plan of the deck. So kind of a sneaky Abzan, Gitrog monster, 35 land pile. No idea how good it's going to be. It's a viewer submitted deck, but I'm excited to give it a try because it does look fun. Does the One Ring belong in Modern Burn? So there were people who played the One Ring in Modern Burn. Oh, did you see the Reliquary Tower? So good. Oh, Reliquary Tower in this deck. That was the other thing that happened today we didn't talk about. There's new promos. Did you see the new Reliquary Towers? Oh, they are beautiful. They're beautiful. So Wizards announced Command Fest and Eternal Weekend coming up the end of the year. The big takeaway, look at these Command Fest promo Reliquary Towers. They're so sharp looking. Like, they just look so good. Extended border. Reliquary's Tower is one of those cards that just gets reprinted and reprinted and reprinted, but it's always a couple of bucks because everyone wants them for their commander decks. I think this is just the best version. Is this just the new best version of Reliquary Tower? I'm pretty sure it's the new best version of Reliquary Tower if I was going to get one to put in my deck. We also got Eternal Weekend. The Black Lotus is not real. They're the oversized card they give away to champions, but there are some new real, these are also oversized cards. Forza Will Volcanic. There are some promos though. Metal Misstep promo, this Dragon Rage Channeler promo. Old border, foil, got the swoosh shooting star thing. It looks so good. It looks so good. So anyway, more Command Fest coming up. There's none very close to me on this round. We have Oregon, China, England, and Florida are the 4 that we're down. So those are the ones in October. But anyway, that's the news of the day. Yeah, the DRC looks really good. Hey, what's up, Tuka buddy? How are you? Good to see you. Good to see you. Do you prefer Moto or Arena? Also, do you play Paper at all? I love hearing you on the podcast. So, Slow-Mo. That's a tough question. I like both Moto and Arena. I think I'm very accepting of Moto because I've just played it forever. And I really love older formats. I really love Modern. I love Legacy. I usually love Pioneer. Pioneer right now is kind of meh, but I love those older formats. And Arena not having them, I think, is what makes me like Magic Online more. On the other hand, I could play Standard. On Magic Online, but I don't because it's really easy and clean to play on Magic Arena. So if it's a format that exists on both clients, I'm gonna play on Arena almost every time, just because it's like just so much smoother and easier. It looks better on stream, looks better on videos. So I kind of wish. I mean, I'm fine with playing on Moto, but I kind of wish they'd add more of these formats to Arena. Like, actual Modern on Arena would be so good. Although I think it's unlikely to ever happen. What was the red card? The red card was Dragon Rage Channeler. Old border Dragon Rage Channeler. What is this Frostfire doing in this deck? So, okay. This hand, I don't even know. We got a bunch of lands. We'll keep this. We're playing 35 lands. I imagine we have to keep a hand like this. Tranquil Thicket, go. Arena's a better client. Moto has a better amount of extra formats. Yeah, basically, Arena's a better client. Moto is better Magic, if that makes any sense. Hey, what's up, cool man guy? How are you? Good to see you. Oh no, Maze's End. Can we somehow beat Maze's End? This deck better be playing Someone look in the deck list and see if it's playing Ghost Quarters, because I feel like this deck list really needs to be playing Ghost Quarters. Really, really. So, okay, we play Blast Zone. We play Azusa. We play Castle Ardenvale. We play Lotus Field. We sack the Blast Zone. And we sack the castle. We really need... Okay, there's Ghost Quarters. All right, if we can find some Ghost Quarters and a way to loop them from the graveyard, we might be in business. I guess a Primeval Titan. Wow. Double Boros... Boros Guildgate, double Plaza, Mazes in. Okay, we might be good, because it's prime time... Oh my goodness, and we drew a Ghost Quarter. All right, Ghost Quarter, Primeval Titan. All right, what are the sweetest lands? This deck is full of good lands. There's got to be good options here. But Jukabog does nothing. Beseiju does nothing here. Ghost Quarter seems good. Ghost Quarter... World Tree? Ghost Quarter Cryptic Caves? We really just need a way to play lands from the graveyard. Like, that's the last thing we need. Hey, what's up, Dougie Sausage? So this is the viewer-submitted land synergy deck. It's playing 35 lands, and basically, so there's this infamous legacy deck called Lands that plays like 40 lands or something and wins with Dark Depths. I think this is supposed to be like the arena version of that, essentially. Like, can we make a deck that is sort of like Legacy Lands, but with the arena card pool? I think we'll get Ghost Quarter and... You know what? Let's just take Lotus Field. Let's just fill the graveyard. Ghost Quarter, Lotus Field. Sack and sack. Play Ottawa. Hit you with Azusa. We just need a way to get the lands from the ground. Oh, Glacial Chasm would be so brutal in this deck. Can we teach kids about stacks in Brawl? I have a Brawl video coming up in the not super distant future. Brawl is... Oh, this is Brawl. Interesting. How many people in chat play Brawl? I'm curious. Yeah, let's Cultivator Clause to see if we can draw some lands, maybe? Land. That's also a land. That's all. Okay, all right, let's just keep doing this all day. Land. Okay, Crawling Barrens is a land. Another. Oh, and the fizzle. All right, get your graveyard, gain some life. Wait, we're winning this, aren't we? Are we winning this? I feel like we're winning this. Is lands actually busted and we just didn't realize it? Now I'm starting to think lands is actually busted. That's an 11-11 that drew us a ridiculous number of cards. We got Ghost Quarters for days. You know what? Let's Ghost Quarter that Mazes that. None of that, opponent. None of that. An opponent scoops it up. I play Brawl like twice a year. Never really made a commitment to making a deck. Plus, it's hard to find net decks for Brawl out loud. I like Historic Brawl a lot. Ever since I started playing Historic Brawl, I mean, I guess I didn't play Historic Brawl, or I didn't play Brawl much in the past. It was more of a meme. Played it a little bit when it first came out, but it was mostly a meme. Historic Brawl's super fun though. I think Historic Brawl is one of the most fun formats on Arena. Forgot about this, Angels. I have found this beauty. Ooh. Oh wow. Good God. Infinite. Okay, I gotta look at this. Infinite Phase Out. Oh, I kind of remember this. Oh, this is a wild looking deck. So Teferi's Protection. I don't know what this card is. When it enters a battlefield, see 2 instants, mana value 3 or less, and exile them. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may copy a card exiled with signature spell. You can cast it. Wait. So if you have this with Teferi's Protection, do you just phase out every turn? Is that the... Oh God. Is that the plan? Alright, that's spicy. I will say that is spicy. Have you ever actually spliced out an arcade before in your life? We played the Unspeakable before. If there's a thing in Magic that you can do, we've probably done it. There's against the odds the Unspeakable. It was very bad, but we did it. We did do it. We tried. We did try. Classic enchantment with 0 win cons. Let the opponent figure out how they lose. It actually sounds funny. I don't know. How do you... So... Oh, we should probably sideboard, shouldn't we? Sideboard. No land destruction, unfortunately. Actually, maybe we don't have to sideboard much at all. Like, this might actually just be the game plan. I guess the nice thing about a deck like this, we can probably trim... Yeah, we can trim a couple lands. Crosses might actually be good, but next time. Yeah, Patient Rebuilding gets there eventually. Sooner or later. What is this? What is this deck? Oh no. Oh, so my question with this deck, chat, I tend to shy away from decks that are built around an alchemy card. Has that changed? Like, yeah, we updated to untap because the old one just wasn't doing it anymore. Like, are we good to play this deck? Or is it not good because it's an alchemy card? You've probably noticed that the more we play historic, the more it's unavoidable to play some alchemy cards. I still try to avoid decks that are built around alchemy cards just because I'm not sure what the reaction would be. There was a couple times right after alchemy released that we played like straight up alchemy decks that were built around alchemy cards, and then people are not like super happy about it, but that was like a year and a half ago. That was a long time ago. Yeah, I think like to some extent, if you're gonna play historic, you can't really completely avoid alchemy. I don't think as much as some people would like that. Thoughts on the new universes beyond? Ooh, what one's the new one? The Fortnite? No, not Fortnite. So we know there's Final Fantasy coming up. Final Fantasy, I think, is top tier. I'm not even really a Final Fantasy fan, but I think that Final Fantasy is a top tier IP, I would say. Yeah, I think we just pass and do some reclaiming, get a Ghost Quarter probably. So Fallout, I actually did anyone play Fallout? I actually liked Fallout. Was there Fallout 76? Is that what it's called? I played Fallout 76 and it was actually a pretty fun game. This was a long time ago now, but I don't know, is Fallout still something that carries weight though culturally? I'm not sure how much weight it carries. I feel like, wasn't Fallout a big thing like 15 years ago? I feel like I was playing this a long time ago. Oh, maybe it was Vegas. What one did I play? But like, is it still a popular thing? That's my one question when it comes to actually both Assassin's Creed and Fallout. I know they were like sort of iconic or at least very popular things during their time. But is it past their time? Is it still their time? That's what I'm not as sure about. Well, all right. Yes, this is the gates going off. Last game went really well for us. This game, gates are doing gates things, and it is not looking good. They got the Baldur's Gate. They got many gates. No mazes end yet, but it'll be coming to draw on all the cards. I mean, Final Fantasy's kind of S tier, right? No different. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the comparison, right? Like, and I think it matters when it comes to the success of Universes Beyond. Like, wasn't it Walking Dead that... So it was the first one, and it wasn't the most natural fit for Magic. Although it's a zombie show, there's zombies and Magic. But I would say that Walking Dead was, like, one of the flops of Universes Beyond. But... is that because it's Walking Dead? It's because it's the first one? Is it because it's an old series that was kind of on its last legs? I can't really say for sure, but I do wonder if some of those are kind of like similar. I mean, I don't know. Final Fantasy. Hey, what's up, Anymon? Good to see ya. Right now we're playing a viewer-submitted lands deck and dying to a Gates deck, which is just doing even landier things than us. But I do wonder... I do wonder how it'll go over. I do think Final Fantasy will be big. Final Fantasy, I think, is just an iconic video game. Like, I have friends that I wouldn't consider nerds, and don't play Magic at all, but they are Double Maze's End. Is there any way we beat this? I guess, how do you beat Double Maze's End double Ghost Quarter? I guess we have to just literally draw a Ghost Quarter right here. That's not a Ghost Quarter. So play this, get a clue. I mean, we just literally have to draw our second Ghost Quarter or we die. Ghost Quarter, no. All right, yep, we got Maze's End. But I have friends who are not really nerd culture people, not Magic people, and they love Final Fantasy. So I feel like Final Fantasy actually has, I feel like it has legs. It might not be Lord of the Rings big, but I think it's going to be big. The question is, so we see where they're going with it, right? So video games, things that are like somewhat nerd culture-y. We haven't got many TV shows. Where do you think it goes next? Like, so we've had, once Final Fantasy comes out, we will have had 2 tentpole Universes Beyond sets. Lord of the Rings, which is going to be the greatest selling set of all time according to Wizards. Final Fantasy, which I expect to do really well. I can't wait for Wilds of Eldraine either. We need a shakeup. What could be the next? You think it'll be bigger? Interesting. What could be the next tentpole release after that? This got to be the big enough to do a full set and Commander decks and be modern legal. Game of Thrones. Do we still want Game of Thrones? Can we do Game of Thrones up to season 6? Can we leave off the ending? I think if only... Final Fantasy's coming. Final Fantasy is confirmed. That's the next one. Benimon for this 16th month. Welcome to the Wish Bowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big soup cheer for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. The ending was so good. Really? You like the ending of Game of Thrones? So, like, Game of Thrones, they just outraced the actual writer, right? Like, I think that's the issue. It's not so much, like, the story of the ending, I think, is fine. I know some people just hate it because of how it ended and, like, whatever, Danny's trajectory and all that stuff. I think, like, the story is okay. The pacing was just so bad. That's the part I didn't like about it. Like, they could have had the same exact things happen, but it really needed to be, like, twice as many episodes. It should have been, like, 2 or 3 seasons to keep it at the same pace as the earlier seasons, and then you could have had the same exact storyline, but it wouldn't have felt so... I don't think people would have received it so negatively, because it would have had time to actually develop and make more sense with people's characters and whatnot. So I think it just got, like, super rushed at the end once... And even within the season, the pacing was so bad because it's like, I actually just tried to rewatch the last season, and I was shocked how it's like the start of the season is like 2 or 3 episodes of nothing, just like talking, and then like a whole episode of battle scenes, and then I go back to like 2 or 3 episodes of just talking, and then a whole episode of battle scenes. It's just so weird. It's just so weirdly done. So that makes me wonder if they would actually do Game of Thrones at this point. All that to say, Harry Potter, I think, is not something Wizards would consider an option at this point. I think if they were going to do Harry Potter, it would have came with Strixhaven. Although I guess we're going back to Strixhaven in a couple years, so I guess we'll see. Maybe. But I would be surprised just with some of the controversy around it if they would actually go Harry Potter. If it wasn't for some of the controversy, then that would probably be a natural fit. It is like, I don't know, I've never read Harry Potter, never watched Harry Potter, was not even a little bit of my thing, but I guess it was like a pretty important part of a lot of people's childhoods growing up. I'm pretty sure 90% of IPs they use had nothing to do with popularity, but what they can afford to pay. That might be it. And that makes me wonder, like, when you hear Star Wars or Marvel, are those just too big for Magic? Like, there's got to be IPs out there that Wizards would love to do that just wants too much money, right? They're just like, no, I'm sorry, like, we're not down, or it's gonna be, you know, hundreds of millions. I wonder what they charge. It's got to be a lot. It's gotta be expensive. But I wonder if there's any IPs that'll be like that. Rick and Morty would be interesting, although I used to love Rick and Morty. I feel like Rick and Morty has went on the sadly typical animated show trajectory of going from, like, the first seasons of Rick and Morty, I feel like almost every episode was really good, and it was one of my favorite shows for a while. I feel like the newer seasons of Rick and Morty have become much more hit or miss. I also feel like the kind of a weird flavor fit for Magic, but maybe after I have an outer space set, it would make more sense. Yeah, on the decline, so perfect timing for WotC. I mean, Rick and Morty as like a secret lair drop or something could be fine. Like you could get away with that if you just made like a Rick Morty a Rick card, a Morty card, whatever. Like that would work. But as a tentpole release, oh, did I watch the Futurama new season? I haven't. Should I? I was waiting for you, chat, to tell me if I should. John Like Games with a big raid. Welcome, Raiders. Hopefully you had a wonderful stream, John. Thank you so much. Die on the phone. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Hope I didn't get too late to the stream. Now, like Pre Games, Lethal, and Modern, any control things on Council's Deliberation. I remember it was Think Twice was playable in the fact... Now that Purity is legal and modern, any control thinks on Council's Deliberation. I remember when Think Twice was playable and the effect was Purity plus Op seems legit. I actually have to look up Council's Deliberation. I'm not sure what that card is, and we're timing out. We probably don't want to time out. That would be bad. Let's play a Ganjo. Let's play... Actually, let's just crack a clue. Crack a clue. Draw those cards. Play Arboreal Grazer. Put Crawling Barrens into play. Crack a clue. Grow that Tireless Tracker Fill style. And hit you with the tracker. Hit you with the tracker. Opponent's gonna block. What is Council's Deliberation? Draw a card whenever you scry. If you control an island, you may exile from a graveyard if you do draw a card. Oh, I could see that, maybe. I'm actually gonna... Oh, so if Preordain takes off, and there's a deck that's using, like, Preordain with, like, Serum Visions or something, I could actually see that working. Well, we gotta take some Ghost Quotas, I believe. This deck might want Field of Ruin. I feel like Field of Ruin would be worth it in this deck. Let's just go double Ghost Quarter. Double Ghost Quarter. Double Clue. Play the land. Hit you with the tracker. Opponent's gonna have a big turn, though. Opponent's gonna have a big turn. Hey, just got here. Were you just talking about Universe would be on wish list? We were talking about, so not exactly wish list, but like, what could be the next tentpole release? Also, welcome, Dragon Warden. Like, so we had Lord of the Rings. We know Final Fantasy is the next one. What other IPs could be on a level that Wizards could do a full set? So Rick and Morty was my wish list. Someone mentioned Rick and Morty, and I think Rick and Morty wouldn't work for a full tentpole release, but it could work for like a secret lair drop. People have mentioned Dune. I know very little about Dune. Should I watch Dune? Is Dune worth watching? What about Star Wars? Especially since they're doing an outer space set now. Could they just do Star Wars? Star Wars beats Star Trek, right? Like, if you had to choose between the two, wouldn't it be Star Wars as far as just, like, what's going to make Wizards the most money? Seth, what about Battletoads? Worms Armageddon. Where's my Worms Armageddon secret lair drop, WotC? I want my Worms Armageddon secret lair drop. Come on now. Come on now. Give me a piece of advice. Never get into retro video games. One of the pinball games I played on a Game Boy as a kid is now $50 a copy, 15 more when it would have been brand new. The whole package with a box and instruction manual, like 200. Yeah. I mean, I love like Nintendo and those old games. There's just nostalgia because I love playing them when I was a kid or growing up, and I don't know if I would ever collect them. They're just so expensive. It's funny because you can easily just get an emulator and have all the games. It's not exactly the same, but I feel like that's kind of the way to go. Like, if you want those games, it's just so easy to do it with an emulator that I don't know if it's worth actually spending that amount of money on them. What if Wizards got a smaller part of Marvel? Like, maybe just X-Men or Spider-Man. I could see that. I could see that being a possibility. What do we do now? So we have our Ghost Quarters. Our opponent could definitely have a sweeper. All right, let's start cracking clues, I guess. Crack a clue, draw a card. It's a Lotus Field. Crack a clue, draw a card. Oh, Felidary Retreat. Felidary Retreat. All right, play Felidary Retreat. Play Lotus Field. Counters on the dorks. Sack and sack. 1, 2, 3, 4. If we die this turn to mazes, then I'm gonna be salty. I think we kill the Baldur's Gate. If they somehow go from 5 gates to 10 and mazes end us without Baldur's Gate, then I guess they got us. I'm glad I bought a copy of one of each Pokemon generation game but I still emulate. Yeah, emulating is the way to go if you actually want to play those games. Oh! Maybe they could. What's the least popular Marvel? Maybe that's more WotC speed. Maybe they can't get like Spider-Man, but maybe they can get whatever the worst one is. What's like the lowest tier? If you're gonna do a Marvel tier list, what's the like D tier, C tier Marvel? Because I'm assuming like X-Men or Spider-Man or whatever, they're like the S tier. It's got to be like 10 years past its prime. Eternals, Deadpool. Deadpool is actually like funny though. I actually enjoyed Deadpool, and I think, hey, I was hoping you'd show up, Stone Rain, because I'm actually playing. I'm playing your deck. I was hoping you would make an appearance. Is Howard the Duck an X-Men? No, I don't even know what Howard the Duck is, but it can't be an X-Men. I would have heard about that if Howard the Duck was an X-Man. Well, let's Crawling Barrens. Yes, please. One, two, three, four. Oh, this is rough. Well, okay. Yeah, I think I kind of messed this up. All right, Crawling Barrens again. We used all of our colored mana. I think we should not have used all of our colored mana. Yes, and I think we just hit our opponent's face. Ignore the Ugin. Hit our opponent's face. We're just trying to win this game. We're just trying to win the game. Play the Bless. Actually, play the Blink Moth. And pass the turn. Crawling Barrens? Crawling Barrens for the steal? Crawling Barrens for the steal? I mean, oh, that's bad news. Lorcana actually seems to be pretty... Oh, no, that's really bad news. Oh, God. Well, so much for the Crawling Barrens for the steal plan. What else is on our list? Opponent gets a bunch of gates. They have an Ugin. They have a Primeval Type. We might just be dead. Yeah, the problem is I got blockers for days now. Our opponent has way too many blockers for us to win with Barrens. World Tree. Great Hall of Starnheim. We do have a lot of interesting lands. Well, I don't know how we win from here. Green, green, green. Black, black, black. Play Gitrog. How do we possibly win? Is there a way we can win? Sack Cryptic Caves. I feel like we just die now. Gate's too good. Radiant Fountain. Elvish Reclaimer. We're dying in like every possible way. Elvish Reclaimer. World Tree. Elvish Reclaimer. Radiant Fountain. Sack the Clue. Pass the turn. Yeah, opponent just too many gates. Too many gates. This is game 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, so we're actually just straight up dead to the Mazes End kill. What's up, Seth? Seth, I bet Watsu would make their own X-Men X superhero plane set before they purchase an IP of another superhero franchise. Who maybe? I mean, isn't that the Gatewatch technically? isn't that kind of Gatewatch? We've moved away from that era. How are you, Dolphgrim, by the way? Is Lorcana actually hype worthy? Like, is that actually something we should be excited about? I see people who I know, like Todd Anderson from SCG, who used to be at SCG, is like been talking about a ton, really hyped about it. I've seen other people talking about like how expensive it is, people getting trampled in lines. My impression, that was our first game, Stone Rain. Game 1 went really well. Games 2 and games 3 not nearly as well, but it might be that Gates is just a better better version of in the matchup because of the combo kill. I'm curious. So here's the thing: when I see, and this maybe sounds weird or something, but like to me it looks like a little kid's game. Is that like the wrong perception? When I see like Mickey Mouse and like Tinkerbell and like characters like that, to me, there's nothing wrong with them. Maybe I used to love like the Disney Robin Hood movie. I used to watch at my grandmother's house when I was a kid. I used to love that movie. So there's definitely like some Disney movies that I have some amount of nostalgia about, but I don't know. To me, it just seems like a kid game. Like, as a Magic player, why would I play that when I could play Magic? Like, I haven't really figured that out yet. I know when it was first announced, I was saying, oh, Disney, they own like a lot of big properties, right? Doesn't Disney own like, they own Marvel, they own Star Wars, all this stuff we're talking about with Universes Beyond. If it was like X-Men versus Star Wars or something, that would actually probably be hyped. That would actually be like maybe a threat to Magic, but I don't know. Mickey Mouse versus Tinkerbell or whatever, like it just doesn't really do it for me. Well, how do we do this? Do we want to mill ourselves? Yeah, let's just pass and see what our opponent does. Opponent gonna get milled. There's a new Star Wars CGD coming. Is it really? Opponent. Is Pokemon a kid game? Okay. Yeah, I mean, not in a, I mean, play the games you enjoy. Wasn't supposed to be like, don't play Lorcana or something, but that was just my impression. I was expecting it to be more like adult themed. When it seemed, once I actually saw it, my impression was, oh, this seems kid themed rather than adult themed. Well, grab a land, lose our reclaimer. Crucible Worlds Azusa could do some work. We get milled a ton. Actually, we're just gonna get milled out, aren't we? Okay, we get milled for 1 million. We draw a Cultivator Colossus. Oh, this is painful. All right, we're definitely getting milled out. Azusa, I guess we should have played Crucible there. Would have been better. Although I'm not sure how we beat 2 Mesmeric Orbs regardless. Our deck is very land intensive, which means just so many cards being milled by these 2 Mesmeric Orbs. I imagine a superhero plane would be more modern, and themes would be more similar to My Hero Academia. Ooh, I haven't. If it's not Death Note and it's an anime, I haven't watched it. 28 cards. There might be a way we could do it if Blaststone gets milled. Even then, this seems challenging. All right, playing Crucible. Opponent counters, so no fun for us. Ooh, opponent does not counter. Okay, that's interesting. That's very interesting. I was not expecting that. I think this still ends with us getting milled, but get back a land. I mean, don't we just get milled for 1 million though? Is that not how this is ending? Get back a land. Play should. Wait, why is it tapped? I'm so confused. Did I click the wrong one? Oh my goodness. Okay, we're not making any progress here. Not making any progress. None of this really matters because we're getting milled out anyway. So this is all just noise. Yeah, I thought we kept the untap one though, but apparently not. Yeah, I mean that turn didn't go well. I don't think any of this matters because our clock is just not fast enough to beat these mesmeric orbs. We're actually just straight up dead. Hey, what's up, the Great Destroyer? How are you? Good to see you. Good to see you. I'm doing pretty well. On the topic of shuffler conspiracy theories that always pop up, what are your thoughts on the idea that people just aren't very good at shuffling their deck in paper Magic, which is why pure random shufflers feel different to paper? 100% true. I hard agree. I think that is actually a very reasonable explanation of most shuffler conspiracy theories. I think that is a very good explanation. I don't know, did you ever, especially if you play casually, have you ever like mana weaved or shuffled in a way that's like super casual? So you like just play a commander game with your friends and everyone's like, make sure you get a decent hand. And you just like, if you're playing on that level, I don't think you're used to shuffling your deck in a way that would be tournament legal randomized. So if that's the level you're used to playing at, and Arena, remember, is kind of designed to bring new players into the game. That's a big part of it. So if you're used to playing at that super casual level, I would not be surprised if playing against an arena shuffler would feel very, very frustrating because you're not used to getting mana screwed. Like, you're used to playing really casually where, you're going to get a decent hand because you want to have fun with your friends or whatever. And that's a perfectly great way to play Magic. It just doesn't work digitally. I built a historic deck to beat Gates. So far, I've won every match against them, although it struggles against Rakdos. So let me see, Ascetic. How are we beating Gates? What is the answer to these Gates? Well, land, and yeah, I guess we'll Bajuka Bog. Boom, got him. And pass. Esper Humans. Ooh, that looks sweet. I mean, aggro with protection from sweepers seems like a reasonable plan. So you got Meddling Mage to get rid of the sweepers. You got a fast clock. I could see this being very good against Gates. I could also see it being rough against Rakdos, where they're just gonna be like, kill your thing. That looks sweet though. I think humans could be pretty reasonably effective. Founding the third path, we really could use a clock. Well, let's alright. Dry to the Ilson Grove. Play a land. I kind of feel like this deck, Stone Rain, could use just some more, I don't know. The synergies are cool, and I like the little value-y synergies, but I kind of feel like we just need more raw power, if that makes sense. We just need some, I don't know if it's more Gitrogs, more Primeval Titans. Like, this is now the saddest Primeval Titan of all time. But I feel like it could use a little bit more just raw power. Well, let's play a very, very sad Primeval Titan. Pass the turn. Oh, about it. I always create 10 piles, then shuffle these 10 times after combining the piles, even in a casual game. That's fairly random. Yeah, that seems very random. That's a good way to do it. How do you mitigate milling? If you're milling your own cards, one of the Lord of the Rings Premium deck has self-mill cards, and I don't like playing it because I don't want to throw away cards. So Dragon Warden. I wish we could kill this Ashiok and actually tutor up some lands. Well, hit ya. No lands, unfortunately. Play the Blink Moth. So the important thing to remember with self-mill is it's random. So I know people sometimes are worried that they're going to mill like something they want, but it's important to remember that you're just as likely to mill the thing that you don't want. Like, you're just as likely to mill the... Oh, we got a lot of lands in this deck. My God. 4 cards. Wow. you're just as likely to mill all the lands that you don't want and draw the card that you do want. If you are concerned about it, then I think the easiest thing to do is play like Eternal Witness effects, Balagat Recovery, things that can get a card from your graveyard back to your hand, and then you can turn milling yourself into an upside, because it's kind of like drawing your cards. If you're playing a bunch of ways to get back the cards that you do want, then you're good to go, and a card in the graveyard is almost like drawing a card. Taliol for the 42nd month. Welcome to the Fish Bowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super cheer for you. Thank you. All right, we'll give lands a couple more shots, and then we're gonna move on to the next deck. Lucid, the Waste Not Storm deck does look sweet, but I don't know if we're gonna switch to Moto midstream. So it might be one for the future, but I don't think we probably won't end up switching to Moto, unfortunately, or fortunately. All right, Elvish Reclaimer, Arboreal Grazer. So this is a deck where Grazers actually, there's so many lands. The deck's playing 35 lands. So this is a deck where Grazer, I think, is actually good. It's been consistent ramp. I think the issue we've been having is kind of just like, we do have 35 lands, which is a huge number of lands. And then there's just not always enough gas to be progressing towards killing the opponent. Like, this is a situation where we ramped a ton, which is awesome. We can find whatever lands we need with this Elvish Reclaimer, which is great, but we're also just gonna get beat down because we have a bunch of 0/3s. Yeah, if you're trying to not get milled out by your opponent, there are things like Gaia's Blessing, the original Eldrazi, that just shuffle your graveyard back in. Those are like the can't beat style card. What can we get here? I do like all the cool land options. There's so many sweet options to tutor up. What is our best? Are we going for 4-mana Mazavith? It might be 4-mana Mazavith. Might be 4-mana Mazavith, actually. I mean, because if we don't draw anything, we're not using our mana anyway. Ganjo. Well, play Beseiju. And pass the turn. Scoot Swarm? Scoot Swarm could be good. Did you see the game Twitch announced today? Oh, I didn't. What's the new Twitch announcement about it? Big attack. I'm gonna do some looting. Well, I really want to activate this Reclaimer, though. Yeah, I guess we can take the hit one more time and activate Reclaimer. Opponent loots away a wild Nakano. Well, block and block. Uh-oh. A Tarkus Command. That's not ideal. Not ideal at all. Well, okay. Saga Forest. Elvish Reclaimer is a cool card. The spice level of this deck is nice and high. What are we getting though? I feel like, I guess Blast Zone could be a way we could maybe get out of this eventually. Well, let's kill a Nakatl. Grow the Reclaimer. Drop to 8, which is not a lot of life. Draw a land. Well, play the land and pass the turn. Are you doing user-submitted decks today? That's what you started off with, so probably, I think that's the plan. If you got a sweet list, send it to me, and perhaps we will try it. Are you going to try Starfield, like Starfield of Nyx? Oh yeah, pumping Reclaimer with Lotus Field is sweet. How do we not die? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. All right. Well, let's Elvish Reclaimer. I mean, I guess our hope is to blast zone on 2 and go from there. I guess that seems like the most reasonable pathway to maybe living. All right, Reclaimer down. Opponent goes attacking. Loots with the Gavu. Discards. Glacial Cat. We need a Glacial Chasm on Arena. We could just remove this from combat. Actually, do we have to? Yeah, we probably have to. The problem is, if we take this hit, then we're just going to die to a Tribal Flame. So we need to get to the point where we can not take this hit and also still take up the Blast Zone. Drawing a Primeval Titan would be pretty good. Or a World Tree. Okay, that's not exactly what we were hoping for, but that's all right. Pass the turn. About it. Ifnir Deadlands. Oh, you think we should have gotten Deadlands? Oh, opponent, stop killing our stuff. Yeah, Deadlands is just -2/-2, though, right? So it doesn't, like, it kills a voice, but they just get the token anyway. We're not actually progressing much here. I've been playing Offspring's Revenge and Explorer. Super fun to play weird 1/1 bombs like Drakeseth and Villas. Yeah, that is a super cool card. All right, well, untap the Kavu. Take our beats. We have a new donation from Dayan Wildfire. Wanted to celebrate hit 5,000 subs yesterday. Doug, congratulations. That is so awesome. Doug, if people haven't seen your Commander channel, where do they go to find you? How can they make it 5,001 subs? Thank you so much for the donation, by the way, Doug, and huge congratulations. That's so cool. I remember when you started how long have you been doing it? It hasn't been that long, right? Like, I remember having a conversation with you back when you were kind of just starting the Commander channel. That's super awesome. Want to try Esper Humans? Possibly. It does look very human-y. I know we gotta try. People said the Doom Foretold deck, so I gotta try the Doom Foretold deck. I gotta do the Doom Foretold deck next, because promises were made. Although I'm a little nervous about Explorer. It'll be interesting to see how Explorer actually does. Let's bring in. Maybe we just need more action. What if we go down to like 31 lands? So I think how I would play this deck is mostly sideboard out lands. Like, see the lands that are not gonna be relevant in a matchup, and cut those lands to bring in non-lands. I think that would be the technique I would use. So we get to bring in Tireless Trackers, Hydroid Crosses, just to have more action, and custom lands to make room for them. Oh, you started streaming now. Hey, that's awesome, Lucid. Lucid, where's your streaming at? How do people find you? Are you streaming on Twitch? What is your Twitch channel if people want to check out the Brawl content? It's so cool to see. It's so cool to see people who have been in the Goldfish community forever, making their own content, doing their own streams, getting their 5,000 subs. That's so cool. I've been wrecking the Wondering decks with my Abzan Zerta Infect Proliferate deck. That is a spicy list of things. Making them kill themselves by proliferating their Wondering in response to tapping it. I gotta see this. I gotta see this deck list. Holy Loth. Has it actually worked? Have you actually made someone die to that? Because that is spectacular. Oh, that's awesome, Lucid. Sometime I'll have to try to swing by. Opponent going to Lightning Helix R. Oh, Shigeki. We had plans for that. Well, play a Dryad of the Ilsen Grove. I had a video blow up. It helped a lot. Got like 100 subscribers in 3 days, about 6,000 views in the time frame. What was your video that blew up about, Doug? Something to do with Commander Masters. I mean, pretty soon y'all gonna be MTG ambassadors. Hashtag MTG ambassadors. About it. What's Tireless Tracker? Play Ifnir Dread, lads. Get a clue token. Go attacking. Can you proliferate against your opponent, or did I hear that wrong? You can proliferate your opponent's stuff. That is perfectly legal. I'm curious how you actually win by proliferating the One Ring, though. That's the part I'm not. It seems, because if you proliferate the One Ring, you're also like letting your opponent draw more cards. So if your opponent's not dying, it seems like it's probably kind of sort of ish helping them until you get to the point of them dying. So that's why I'm very curious about. Oh no. Punished. Sideboard outlands. Sideboard outlands. Mistland drops with Primeval Titan in hand. Alright, sounds about right. Hit you down to 13. Psychologist! Welcome to the Fish Bowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super chat for you. Thank you. Our Tireless Tracker. Opponent gets in. Alright. Untap land deck. Untap land. We got no luck. We got no luck at all. No luck at all. Alright, we will pass the turn. Oh! How are we missing our land drops, Bonnet? Bloodbraid Elf spins in too. Voice of Resurgence. Sure. Do we have a land that taps for 2 mana? That would be sweet. Wow, they're just going to attack. How many lands are in our graveyard? 0. Actually, so if we block, does this work? Okay, JB, you're here. So if we block, we sack a land, get a Lotus Field, sack 2 lands, and then we're good, right? I think hopefully this works. Please tell me I did not just punt the game. All right, so sack a land to get a Lotus Field. Lotus Field. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot all about that too. Cat it. Sack and sack. Oh, Reclaimer grows. We still don't draw land. Okay, explore. My God, where's our... Oh, that actually is awesome, though. Okay, the synergies. We're seeing the synergies. Play the land. Grow the dorks. Play the land. Okay. The deck is kind of doing its thing now. Can we play this too? Oh my God. How do we get to play 3 land drops? Wow. That was actually really impressive. I think what happened so right is we just haven't drawn the land from the graveyard synergies, and those seem really important to it working. Yeah, the domain decks, it's a cool archetype. The mana, when we tried, I could not get the mana to work well, but if you make the mana work, it's got some good cards. What are we playing today? Right now we are playing a viewer-submitted historic land deck, and then after another game or two, we're gonna try, by popular demand, a viewer-submitted Explorer Doom Foretold deck. After that, I don't really know. Also, chat, so I mentioned this very early in the stream. Now that there are more of you here, I have a question for you. So I mentioned this in the very beginning of the stream. So I saw this YouTube video with a Hearthstone dude who was like watching the greatest moments in Hearthstone as seen by the most popular Twitch clips on various channels. And I didn't realize, but you could go to someone's Twitch and like just filter by clips and most popular, and you can see the most popular clips. And it kind of intrigued me, and I was wondering if it would be fun to do with Magic. Would you watch a stream or something where we looked at most popular Twitch clips? Like, go to the WotC channel and watch the 10, 15 most popular clips and just see what they are, and like, I don't even know what they'll be. I'm very curious. Or you could do like name a streamer, LSV, like Crokies, anyone who's well known. We could just go to their channel and just like see what the most popular clips are, and some of them got to be funny, right? Like, there's a reason they're the most popular clips. So I kind of want to try that because I think it'd be interesting. Can you do that with Magic or your own channel? Yeah. Own channel's a good one too. Hoogland Invitationals. Wait, is there a channel? The only thing is you gotta have a channel. So some of them I looked at it like day 9 wouldn't really work because day 9 did so much Hearthstone stuff that you wouldn't really see many of the magic things. Because Hearthstone would dominate it. So it has to be someone that's like pretty magic specific, I think, or magic's like their biggest game. But other than that, can we do that now? I mean, we could. Are you intrigued by the idea? Oh my god, Crim. Oh no. Okay. After events. Oh. Okay, now we kind of have to do that. No, I've never watched Crim's clips. Oh, should we do that now? I mean, by now, I mean after we finish this match, obviously. Now I kind of want to see what Crim's most popular clips are, because it's probably going to be hilarious. I never get to watch Crim's stream, because it's always in the middle of the night my time, so I never actually watch it. That's a little bit of brawling, eh? 5-3 trample. What are we going to do about that? Other than die to it. Hey, more lands. Well, how about a Colney Garden? Boom, go. It's just 20 minutes of him crackling and mashing Karn crowd server. You're probably not kidding, actually. Actually, I've been thinking about Goldfish Greatest Moments thing. There's so many amazing moments through the years on YouTube and Twitch. It would be such a fun project. That actually would be really sweet. There's just, one of the challenges is there's just so much. That's the biggest challenge. Are we dead? 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. I mean, I guess technically we can live if our opponent has nothing. Well, JB, I'm glad we got to try the deck. I'm glad we got to try it, although our success level's been medium. I'll do some blocking to try to live. We're dead to any burn spell, any remove. We're dead to just anything. Boom, crack that glue. And I guess our opponent just wanted us to tap out. That makes sense. Ooh, greatest hits by year. Ooh. Yeah, that's the biggest challenge, is there's just so much content to get into. Crim stream, yeah, Crim is a literal vampire. He lives on the exact opposite. He lives on vampire time, and apparently I live on farmer time, they say. I'm more of the get up early in the morning and do things. Crim lives on the exact opposite schedule of me. He's the like get up at noon, stream at 2 a.m., go to bed at 6 a.m. or whatever. I live on the exact opposite schedule of him. If you break it down by year, it'll be easier to find clips. Ooh, that's actually a good idea, Doug. That might be the way to do it. So, what do we learn about JB's land deck? And I gotta say, I really like the idea of the deck. It reminds me of Legacy lands. It's got a lot of cool synergies. There's a lot of neat tricks, and I'm sure there's things I could have played. Like, there's so many different lands to tutor up. It does seem like the kind of deck, because you have Elvish Reclaimer and Primeval Titans, that probably rewards you for like playing it a bunch and being able to know, okay, like, if I'm about to like have trouble with this creature, I can get Blast Zone, and 2 turns from now I can Blast Zone it away. So I think there's a lot of cool synergies and so forth in the deck. I will say my overall impression is I wanted a little more just gas in the deck. We had a lot of games where we just go like ramp, dork, but no big top end stuff to kind of like close it out or really pressure. So I think I love the synergies. I love the looping from the graveyard stuff, the Crucibles and the Ramanam Excavators. Maybe a little bit more top end could be in the works, but it's a really, really cool idea for a deck for sure. Crim has the same schedule I do. You're on the vampire time. I did say we would try. I do want to watch Crim's clips now. I gotta. I can't resist. I can't resist. Twitch.tv, the Asian Avenger. Let's see. Oh my god, this has got to be great. This has to be so good. All right, videos. Clips. Top clips of all time. All right, what are Crim's top clips of literal all time? I'm very curious. How many crowd surfing cards are there? Let me see. Is the audio up? Can you hear? All right, let's see if this works.
So, just gonna go ahead and cast this. So, here I was, and then I was like sweeping around, you know? It's pretty wild. That's pretty good. That was pretty good.
That's
all right.
so.
Let's put that away.
So we know that Crim owns a vacuum cleaner. That's been confirmed. That's so Crim. I picture him. You know he wants to do that every commander clash. You know he wants to. Every time he casts his 5th Wrath of the game, he wants to just grab the vacuum cleaner and sweep it up. You know he wants to.
This is where I wanted to be. This is where I wanted to be. Let's go.
That's a big cherish.
Chat.
That's a big.
Why did we play this game?
Did you do it?
Why did we play this game, chat?
Did you do it?
Why did
Come
we
on,
play this game?
Where's the blowout? Ember Cleave.
Because we asked for the Ember Crab.
The Ember Crab. Get him, Crim. Get him. Surf. Oh.
Yeah! Woo! Woo!
He is so hyped. He was so hyped. Yeah, his neighbors might hate him. I don't even know what this is.
Crim?
Oh, wait, where are you? Are you?
North. Between 1 and 2. Between 1 and 2. Oh, boy.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
You are.
What game was that? I don't even know what game that is. We have a new donation from. This is not from Crim. This is an actual donation from Eternal Ether. The best Crim clip isn't on his channel. It's on Voxy's, where he finds out about 3-year rotation. You can see the hurt and confusion in his face.
Good news about standard rotation, 2 more.
We might have to watch Voxy's at some point. Let's see how good this is.
Good news about standard rotation, 2 more years of fate. What do you mean? Did something change?
I don't know what that means.
Is rotation not happening?
It doesn't mean anything to me as a limited
Wait,
player.
what happened? Yeah, like,
I don't know.
does rotation not happen now in September?
Can you see his frantic eyes? He's
Oh,
like,
so
oh my
it's a
God.
3-year cycle now?
Why?
Exactly.
Wait,
why?
why?
Wait, did they announce
Starting
that
with
here?
Eldraine?
That is.
No, dude. No, dude. Good news.
I think that is actually the perfect reaction, because I think that is the look on every standard player's face as soon as that happened. That was probably very close to the look on my face when Wizards not like, what are you doing? No, wait, seriously? No. And Vox is like, I'm a limit player. No, doesn't matter to me. Oh, so good. What is Crim even playing?
No, it lived a good life. It did its job.
What about all these crabs?
I don't even want to attack them. I just think they're too cool.
I don't even.
But I did drop a dragon, so I guess
I don't even know what this
Okay,
game
there's
is.
kind of a dragon in the middle of this clutch of homerids that's just like, we're having a crab bake.
It's less funny if it's not magic, and I'm like, what are you even playing? All right, here, what do you got for us, Crim? What do you got for us?
But I hope Magic stops making cards like that. By the way, like this. I mean, like this. Like
What is up
you
with
see
those
this?
mana symbols?
Nico Bolas is broken. It's actually broken, chat. Like, chat. Nico
What
Bolas
is that
is
overlay?
actually broken.
I've never seen that before.
Like,
Wait,
I'm not
was
even
this
kidding.
a bug? Was this a bug on Arena?
Like-
I totally
like-
missed that. If today's viewers decks, here's mine for standard. Dude, let me see.
block. But except I'm not gonna block because I'm not gonna let Anger of the Gods get
Is
value.
that Crim playing Monogreen? Is he playing Monogreen Nullhide Ferox?
You got it, bud. Go ahead.
You playing
Go
mono
ahead.
green? Crim, I thought you hated mono green,
way.
buddy. It was all a ruse. It was all a ruse. Oh, it was one of those. It was one of those failed Magic games. Oh, that makes way more sense. Why does Wizards always fail with those games? Is it something they're doing wrong, or is it just unavoidable? Like, is it the games are bad? Is it that they're Magic themed? Is it that they're genres that are just not popular anymore? Why can Magic never crack the non-Magic game thing? I don't really understand. The execution was poor, wrong developer. I'm kind of curious. So some of those were pretty good. Some of those were pretty good. I wonder what didn't click. That's not Magic. Only winners sleep.
Okay, so here we go. Oh my
this
God.
was-
Yo, Magic, thank you so much for the
This was
raid.
back during the
And we
esports
take
era.
it down. And we take it down.
Winning with
We win!
with a control deck.
Oh my God. I can go to bed. Wait, no, seriously, chat.
I can go to
chat.
bed.
I can go to bed. No. Chat, calm down. Calm down. I can go to bed.
Oh, Crim. Making video games does seem hard, that's for sure. Oh, here's a good one. Snatching victories from the jaws of defeat. Is this Crim? Snatching defeat
why
from
did
the
it
jaws
stop?
of victory.
Wait. Oh, I milled them. I milled them entirely. Wait, no, I accidentally attacked. Oh my God. I accidentally attacked.
What are
Oh
you-
my God.
What are you doing?
I accidentally.
What are you doing? Wait.
Why did it stop?
So he mills.
Wait. Oh, I milled
So he
them.
mills
I milled them
all the way
entirely.
out,
I milled
gets
them entirely. Wait,
overexcited
no, I accidentally
and-
attacked.
and-
Oh my God. I accidentally attacked.
What a roll! All in like
I
20
accidentally
sec-
attacked.
All in 20
Oh my God.
seconds. All
I
in 20
accidentally-
seconds from the janky combo mill kill to the to the jump attack. Oh, crib. Oh, you were there for it. Yeah, that is a pretty epic moment. Yeah, I could have sacked the creatures at then, dude. That went wrong in so many different ways. So right and so wrong in so many puns. Not that I can say much about punning because, yeah, I've been known to pun a time or two. A quick reminder, there's Sponsor Race Card Kingdom. If you need some magical cards, you can get them over at cardkingdom.com/mtggoldfish. All right, I promised you we would try this Doom Foretold deck. So this is a viewer submitted deck from Zummy27. So this is Explorer Doom Foretold. I will say I haven't played Explorer in quite a minute. I'm curious to see what the meta is like. We're going to give it a shot. If it's mono green, Rakdos, I don't know how many matches we'll do. But Doom Foretold, we're getting back in the spirit of Eldraine. This is Eldraine. Original Eldraine was such a ridiculous set. It is like such a ridiculous set. Doom Foretold was probably the 30th best card in the set, 40th best card in the set, and it's still good enough that you have eternal format decks built around it. That's how strong Eldraine was. So Wild Eldraine has a lot to live up to when we start getting spoilers. Oh, speaking of spoilers, Tuesday early stream. Early stream on Tuesday because official spoiler season for Wild's Eldraine kicks off. So we'll stream early and then watch the spoiler stream and then do a spoiler video. So expect maybe like 11-ish Eastern time, something like that. So like 3-ish hours before the normal time. So keep that in mind for Tuesday. But anyway, Doom Foretold. 30th best card, 40th best card from OG Eldrade. Beginning of each player's upkeep, they get to sack a permanent. If they can't, they discard a card. They lose 2 life. You draw a card, you gain 2 life, and you get a 2/2 White Knight creature token with Vigilance, and then you get to sacrifice a Doom Foretold. So essentially, the goal is to play permanents you don't mind sacking. Omen of the Seas, Prophetic Prism, draw when the ETB. Omen of the Sun makes token wins the ETB. This has Dovin's Acuity, which is interesting. This isn't something I've really seen before. ETBs gain 2 life, draw a card when you cast instant spell in your main phase. You can return to your hand. Oathakaya removal that sits on the battlefield. So in the early game, put some permanents on the battlefield. Then you stick Doom Foretold. You got useless stuff to sack. Your opponent doesn't, and then you grind your opponent out. When it comes to winning the game, we have a single Chromium the Mutable, which is pretty much guaranteed to win the game. Can't be countered, can turn into an invisible stalker essentially if you discard a card, but it is 7 mana. Also, you can just Elish Norn and draw a bunch of cards, so we'll see. I'm curious. I don't know what Explorer's like. I don't know if this deck is good, but let's give it a try. This is Explore. We haven't played Explorer in a bit. I'm very curious how Explorer is. Honestly, I was talking about this earlier. I feel like Explorer and Pioneer are the formats that I know they're the formats I've played the least lately. I feel like I've been a little down on them. Not that they're bad, they're just kind of like stale-ish for me. I feel like Pioneer, you have like a handful of decks that are really, really good, and they're very linear, and it's very difficult to build brews that can compete with them. I think that, oddly, I think that brews are in a much better place even in Modern. In Modern's got a lot of busted stuff going on right now, but I think that Modern and Historic and Legacy, the way the metas are right now, I feel like are much better for brews compared to Pioneer / Explorer, which I think Pioneer Explorer is like one of the more challenging brewing formats at the moment. Yeah, the Vesuvian Drifter deck was so... There's some good ones coming up. I've started, after we played Mind's Desire for the last stream, I kind of got the Legacy itch. So there's going to be some more Legacy stuff coming up too. I always have so much fun when I play Legacy. Oh, Waste Not. That's actually... So there's going to be some more Legacy stuff coming up too. Spicy. That's actually... So there's going to be some more Legacy stuff. I see. That's what we get for watching Twitch clips. Oh, let me see. Let me see. Die. Ooh, the Dollhouse of Horrors deck. Dollhouse of Horrors in... Wait, Dollhouse is still in Standard? I forgot all about that. Boy, I haven't played Standard in a minute, too. Standard, I figured we'd definitely get back to once rotation happened, but I haven't played Standard in a bit, too. Hey, Seth in chat. Why Dimir Midrange is the most played deck in Standard? I was away 2 weeks and now I'm surprised. So as far as I can tell, here's what happened in Standard, Seba. So Mono Black was really popular. Esper / whatever blue-white style control deck was the main foil to... I guess we keep both of those. So Esper Control was the main foil. So you had Mono Black, I think, as the top deck. You had... Yeah, let's Acuity draw a card. And then you had these control... Oh, we need to get down this Doom Foretold before we get to rest. And then you had that as the main foil. The Mono Black players realized that they could crush the control decks by becoming more of a control deck. So they started splashing into blue to play counters and Urtai, and now Dimir is just kind of the monster. It, I think, is just the best deck in the format by a pretty decent margin. What do we discard? Alright, I guess it's Supreme Verdict. I'm really afraid we're going to draw him into a Thoughtseize. If we get down this Doom Foretold, okay, we get to get down Doom Foretold, which is huge here. Hopefully this Doom Foretold is kind of game-winning. All right, so we get the Doom Foretold. We pass the turn. Unfortunately, our opponent's drawing with this Phyrexian Arena, and they're picking apart our par, and they have a Waste Not, but Doom Foretold does make them start sacking something. You gotta get rid of something. There's no option. Can Doom Foretold carry? What I'm really curious about is if it carries through rotation. Oh, really praying. You know that look when we watched that Crim clip about rotation and no rotation this year? That look is still kind of the one on my face as I think about no rotation. Like, I'm very nervous that we're going to go through rotation and nothing's going to change. That is something I'm really worried about. Hopefully that doesn't actually happen, but I am very afraid that that is possible. All right, you get to draw another card. Opponent. Oh, I'll update the deck list too to Zummies list. Jeez Louise. All right, opponent's kind of going off over there. Kind of going. Oh, and they still get to take up Liliana. Oh, we're gonna be. Oh no, they already took up Liliana. All right. Opponent gets a bunch of triggers. This Waste Not is absolutely just destroying us. Waste Not, when they have the Waste Not on turn 2, is so good. Such a strong deck. When they don't draw the Waste Not, then it's a lot worse. So rotation normally would be happening beginning of September when Wilds of Eldraine releases, but they canceled it for this year. So there's no rotation until next. There's no rotation until next September now. I guess we can't even do that. All right, well, pass the turn. Opponent's got to sack something. The Doom Foretold must be fed. It's like, I got rid of Liliana or the Waste Not. One of them must go. I actually would prefer the Waste Not, I think. I hope we can Omen to keep the Liliana from ultimating. As long as we keep the Liliana from ultimating, we're kind of fine. Following question, if Dimir is so popular right now in Standard, any guess on what could be the Dimir killer? That's tough. One of the things we've learned over the years of Magic is that aggro control decks are really, when they're good, they're really good. So I think the fact that Dimir is one of those decks that has like a fast clock, good disruption, good interaction, counter spells. It feels like the kind of deck that can be at the top of the format. So I think our main hope right now is, what does Wilds of Eldraine bring us? I think that's the real question. What do we get from Wilds of Eldraine that might just change the equation? So I expect that until we get Wilds of Eldraine, Dimir will probably remain at or near the top of the meta. But then once we get a new set, all bets are off. It could be anything. Then there's all kinds of possibilities. Well, okay. Hit the Liliana. Got to keep it from ultimating. Kind of want to just draw land here, honestly. Like, our best case scenario here is just top deck on land. Or I guess Omen? A land is probably even better than that. A land would be fine. Draw a card. Ooh, Othakaya. All right, pass the turn. Pass the turn. Seba Gares! Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank you. This is Explorer. We've been playing more Historic lately, but Explorer is the pioneer of Arena format. With Eldraine being an enchantment realm, I think Greenway Enchantment got a good chance. I mean, so there was some stuff in the Mark Rosewater's teaser about the set that suggested enchantments are going to be supported. Exactly what that, it's just like, it's kind of a fool's errand, I would say, to guess at, like, does green-white Enchantress in specific get support? Like, how do you know? There's just really no way of guessing that far into the future about it. So, I mean, I think there's a decent chance because we know that enchantments are a supported theme. Stareth! Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank you. I'm still supposed to cosplay Oh, these demolition fields are ruining our day. Ruining our day, ruining our day. Yeah, these demolition fields are straight up wrecking us. This Void Run would have been so good. We could have killed the Void Run would have been like game winning. We could have killed this, attacked the Liliana, and then they would have had to sack it to Doom Foretold. But because we have this double demolition field draw, now things are very much up in the air, and I have no idea how this is actually gonna end. Because we can't cast a Void Run, so Liliana ticks up. Our opponent presumably sacks Graveyard Trespasser. Oh yeah. Sketchy. Wow, they sacked the Lily. Interesting. Well, maybe they got another one. I was not expecting that. Turgrid. Opponent goes attacking. Sure. Or are we going to lose our Doom Foretold? I think we're going to lose our Doom Foretold. Opponent gets it, hits us. Wait, what am I getting punted for? Opponent gets it. Oh, yeah. I guess that's true. Maybe it would have been better to keep the Prism for that reason. That's a fair. I will accept a pump for that. Oh yeah. I guess Turgrid. I wasn't thinking that Turgrid worked that way, but it does. Yeah, that's definitely that's definitely a pun, because Turgrid gets to steal our thing. Okay. Alright. Pun match. This match doesn't count. This match doesn't count. This match doesn't count. This match doesn't count. This was just a warm-up. Okay. Yeah, I guess we gotta kill the Shieldred earlier. Yeah, Doom Foretold does force us to sacrifice, which means it is actually hilariously bad against Turgrid. It is just like the literal worst thing that you could possibly play against Turgrid. Can you appreciate the moment the Goldfish audience can see the invitation to slap the streamer and exercise the restraint? That was honestly kind of wild. Can we appreciate for a moment that the Goldfish audience can see an invitation to slap the streamer? Wait, who's getting slapped? Who's getting slapped? So what is the hype level for Eldraine then? We know that's the next set. Did you like original Eldraine? I feel like original Eldraine had such a mixed response. My perception is people liked the flavor of Eldraine, but didn't like the power level. It just ended up breaking too much stuff. I don't know if that leaves people excited or scared, or I don't know where people are at. When viewer battles, we'll have to do another viewer battle stream at some point. Maybe we'll try to. Is it better to do it before? Is it better to do it before Eldraine or wait until after we have the new cards? What would you prefer? Would you rather do it earlier or do it later? I want new broken stuff to shake up Pioneer. Pioneer is a format that needs a shake up the most, I think. Pioneer really could use a shake up. Bonus Sky Claim Apparition. Well, I mean, we're drawing a lot of lands this game, that's for sure. Well, Crack the Fabled Passage. Is Wilds of Eldraine going to be connected story-wise or to the other Eldraine setters? They happen to be on the same plane. That's actually a good question. Has anyone been reading the new story? I guess we wait. We probably don't want to Wrath yet if we can get more value out of it. My guess is so we know they're starting a new 3-year story arc. We know they're starting a new 3-year story arc. So my guess is story-wise it's going to be connected to this new arc, although I'm sure there'll be references to the old set as well. Ixalan is pretty specifically not, right? From what they said. Oh boy. Well, let's Watery Grave. Do we even play? So we play Doom Foretold. Yeah, we can't play Doom Foretold. Come on, Doom Foretold. Come on, Doom Foretold. Are all planes connected now in the new lore? Something like that. All planeswalkers are legendary creatures and they go wherever. I don't know. The lore is just like, I've never really been a lore person. So I'm probably, out of literally everyone, I'm probably one of the worst people you can ask, because I've never found the Magic lore to be all that necessary to keep up on. I love the game of Magic. It's so good. So I put all my effort into the game and just don't especially pay that much attention to the lore. But that's my current understanding, for whatever that's worth. All right, more lands, eh? A little land heavy. So how do we do this? Play Demolition Field. We're at 13, so I guess we can take another hit. If we wait, then they flip the wedding announcement. I wish I had more permanents on the battlefield. We just haven't run any of the early game permanents. It's been a weird draw. We drew the Acuity, but that's it. Acuity and lands for days. Witches seem like a pretty good bet. Hey, what's up, Zio? How are you? I'm doing well. Good to see you. Good to see you. Opponent gets in. It's us. Well, let's see if the Supreme Verdict saves us. Down to 8. More creatures, please. Oh, wow. I know we wanted more creatures, but Sanctuary Warden is literally the creature that we cannot beat. Okay, so I think we're dead. Doom Foretold. Viewer submitted day. Oh boy. The lore should be cleansed by Emrakul. Yeah, I'm curious what are the big baddies gonna be moving forward? We know there's that villain set moving forward. Really? Holy lands. This is nearly, you still win, opponent. Not even actually nice. You still just win if you feel any better. Well, we can blow up the Roadside Reliquary. How many is this deck playing? Like an absurd number of lands, or are we just drawing an absurd number of lands? Because this is little bit extreme. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 out of 17. Whoa! Weird rule question. If you could make Heater in Alignment a creature, and then exchange the words, and dead. So you Doom Foretold, sack, Sanctuary Warden wins. Well, I guess that's just an unfortunate amount of lands. Weird rule question. If you make Heater in Alignment a creature, and then exchange the words it onto a persistent petitioner, which card name do you need in all zones? Not sure how the card referencing its own name works. So, first question, is that a thing you can do? Is there a way that you can put the text from Heater in Alignment onto something else? So, I'm not sure that that's actually a thing that exists as a possibility to, like, put the text of Heater in Alignment on persistent petitioners. But to answer the question, discounting the fact whether that's actually possible or not, exchange of... Oh, is this like a unset card? Let me see. Exchange of words. Oh, so it's actually one of the non-Acorn unset cards. So it actually is a relatively real card. Interesting. So exchange of words. When ETBs, Choose 2 creatures. For as long as it remains on the battlefield, exchange the text boxes of those creatures. Well, anyway, that's cool. I didn't realize that was actually a legal card. So anyway, the answer is, if a card refers to something, assume that refers to itself, if that makes sense. So if you had, I'm trying to think, what's an example of a card that says its own name? When whatever. Okay, maybe one of the dragons from Kamigawa. Okay, so for example, Junji the Midnight Sky says, when Junji the Midnight Sky dies, choose 1. Each opponent discards 2 cards, loses 2 life, or put a non-dragon from your graveyard on the battlefield, blah, 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 blah. If you switch the tech boxes of that with something else, it would say, onto Persistent Petitioners, this ability would read, when Persistent Petitioners dies, choose 1. So essentially, if you clone something, copy something, it's going to refer to any text in the rules text is going to refer to the creature that it's switched onto, if that makes sense. The Hedron alignment thing is weird, but it seems like, based on my understanding of the rules, it should actually work. There's, yeah, that's actually a thing. So I don't know how that would interact with Hedron alignment in specific, though, because Hedron alignments, you would have to have a card name. Yeah. Well, actually, let me read Hedron alignment. At the beginning of your upkeep, reveal your hand. If you do, win the game. If you own a card named Hedron Alignment and exile in your hand, in your graveyard, and on the battlefield. So if you put this on Persistent Petitioners, it would say, at the beginning of your upkeep, reveal your hand. If you do, you win the game. Oh. I'm actually not sure this works with Hedron Alignment. Because the formatting's a little bit different. I don't know. Definitely ask a judge. The wording's definitely very different. Because this isn't referring to itself. Like, you could have a card that wasn't Hedron Alignment, just some random artifact that said, at the beginning upkeep, reveal your hand. If you do, win the game if you have a card named this in every zone. So I'm not sure the trick works with Hedron Alignment in specific, if that makes any sense. Because I don't think I know the name thing works with things referring to itself. Like, if you clone a Junji and has a different name, it now refers to that new thing. This, though, I'm not sure it's exactly the same. So I would definitely confirm with a judge before you go and spend a bunch of money to put this deck together. The idea is super cool. Super, super cool. But I'm not sure in practice it actually will work the way we want it to. Random question. Anyone notice a huge bug on Arena lately outside of the natural habitat? I have not noticed a huge Arena bug. Well, play the land pass turn. Wandering Emperor. What is the reason not to play Ichor Wellspring over Prism? So we're playing Explorer, so I don't think Ichor Wellspring's legal, and this is a viewer deck, so I did not make the choices, but I assume it's just because of what's legal in the format. The way the switching text boxes on non-Acorn cards works is that the clone of the card, or whatever signifier that the card and the name doesn't matter, you translate it to card name, and the place plays the same, then it works. If it's exact card copy, then it should work. So do you think it works? Wow, we are losing to a straight up standard deck. This is literally is there anything that is Explorer in this deck? We're playing against a standard deck, and we are getting absolutely manhandled. Not even close. Not even a little close. We're just getting absolutely wrecked. Wrecked. Right, Supreme Verdict. Get rid of those creatures. Play a land. Oh! About it. Sanctuary Warden. This is a standard deck. This is literally I want to see a card that's not standard legal. So far, we haven't seen one. This is literally a mile away from standard. Quite literally. Well, exile all creatures, enchantments, graveyards. We'll keep our artifacts. How do we beat all these planeswalkers, though? Opponent. Gonna make a bunch of angels with Elspeth. Opponent. Gonna make a samurai. Opponent. Gonna play another Elspeth. And ticks down. And gets an invasion of Gabakon. And takes our farewell. And we lost to a standard deck. Well, I will say, it is not a good sign. Not a good sign for, not a good sign for your Pioneer deck when it gets hard stomped by a standard deck. You know, that is, sketchy. Sketchy, I think, is the term. Sketchy. Opponent. Gonna tick up. Doom Foretold not gonna look for standard anymore. Yeah, it's starting to look that way, because this is, boy, I haven't seen one card that's not standard legal in our opponent's deck. Opponent, everything in us. I mean, we can play Omen to try to chump block. I guess in our deck's defense, oh, this has flying too. Ouch. In our deck's defense, we have not drawn a Doom Foretold. A Doom Foretold could actually eat a Planeswalker. Opponent. Ready? Hey! Okay, we did it. That's not a standard card. Well, okay, sweep your creatures. Although I still think this is kind of a losing battle. Opponent draws a card. These planeswalkers are just doing so much work. Opponent, more redeems and a samurai.
Let your blade do the talking.
And Elspeth. Yeah, all these sweepers aren't even getting us anywhere. Like, we do keep sweeping, but we're not actually getting any closer to doing it. Opponent's at 20. Void Rend. So we can't farewell. We're dead on board. Okay, so play this, gain a couple life. Play your Raffine's Tower. Void Red, pick up the acuities. Look at that synergy. Look at that synergy. Is Wilds of Eldraine going to be a one-off set release, or will there be connected expansions for it? Wilds of Eldraine's just a one-off as far as we know. So there's always like Jumpstart and Commander decks and some of those supplemental products that go along with sets, but it's just Wilds of Eldraine, and then the next set's going to be Ixalan. So it's not a multi-set block or anything like that. It's just a one-off. It looks like, so from what we can tell, the next 3 years of sets are like very loosely tied, are somewhat tied together because of an overarching story arc, kind of like we just went through, where like 2 years ago the first Praetor showed up, and eventually that led into March of the Machines and the Phyrexian invasion. So it seems like we're going back into that kind of setup, if that makes sense. So there's going to be an overarching story theme through the next 3 years. So the stories are going to be kind of tied together, but they're all one set blocks. We got, as far as we can tell, everyone is just one set blocks. I'm really hyped for Modern Horizons 3. Modern Horizons 1 and 2 have been some of the most fun I've had playing Modern. I'm excited for it coming to Arena too. I wish that I don't know what Wizards' plan with Arena is. I wish that it meant they were working towards Modern, but I guess we'll have to settle with them actually working towards Pioneer. But even just having it for Historic is going to be sweet. Having it be draftable is going to be sweet. So I'm glad they're adding it. I would be more hyped if we knew it was working towards something. Honestly, I'm also I think even a bigger, well, maybe not a bigger impact, because Modern Horizon sets are really strong. But I think something that's going to have a huge impact is... Well, we might actually be stabilizing here. Something that I think is going to have a huge impact is actually just going to be the fetch lands coming to Historic. I think that's going to be a bit of a game changer, really. Like, getting the fetches in cons, I think is going to make Historic into a very different format. What do you think? Do you think that fetches will be good for Historic or bad? Are you excited for them or scared? I've heard people go both ways. Like, it opens up a ton of possibilities that wouldn't exist before. On the other hand, it does make it very easy to play 3, 4, or 5 color soup style decks or whatever. Did they choose not to exile anything? Wait, was this Skyclave? I think that was Skyclave choose not to exile. That is very strange. Well, let's... do we have to Supreme Verdict? That's 4. We can't keep taking the damage. But we also need to be able to beat these angels if they ultimate. Okay, let's... Omen of this... Arena loves leaving up Demolition Field. Even if the opponent has no non-basics, Arena just obsessed with leaving it up. Omen of the Sea. That's not a land, and that's not a land. Bottom. Okay, that is a land. So play the land. Supreme Verdict. Get rid of the Skyclave. Pass the... We're grinding. Kind of scared if they won't give us non-basic hate. Blood Moon on Arena, please. Secret Lair Blood Moon. Historic Anthologies. So Historic Anthologies teaching Arena Zoomers. They should just do it. Ensnaring Bridge, Blood Moon, Stasis. We already got Chalice the Void. Maybe a Trinisphere. We could teach Arena Zoomers about Trinispheres. Oh, there's gotta... They'll never do it, but... Oh, it'd be so cool. Well, we finally found a Doom Foretold, which is sweet. We just have so much we have to kill every turn. So we have to sweep this turn or we die. Actually, I guess we don't have to, but how do we get rid of the Planeswalkers? 5, 6. Alright, so I think we... Let's do it this way. Draw the Blood Chief's Thirst. Untap. Draw the Doom Foretold. Play Acuity. This is a little risky. We could get punished. Doom Foretold. Alright. We are dead to another Wandering Emperor here if they have it. I think this is our best bet long term. Because if we live, then we can sweep and actually stabilize at 1 life. We have a new donation from Lucid. $3 donation. What did our opponent... What happened? Oh, is this like a copy with no... I don't understand. What just happened there? Oh, it has a shield counter. Ah! Oh, it came into play from the Elspeth. Okay, that makes complete sense. Oh, that is actually hilarious. Wait, can we just Doom Foretold then? If we double Doom Foretold, we get the Skyclave. Oh, that's so greedy. That is so greedy. Let's... Alright, farewell. Creatures, graveyards. Play the tap land. Next turn, we might be able to actually play some Doom. We might be getting to opponent gonna make a Samurai. Opponent gonna play a wedding announcement. They just keep coming. Opponent, wedding announcement, triggers. Well, alright, play... Play a Doom Foretold. Play an Acuity. Gain some life. Fabled Passage. Crack it. Boy, we are just barely hanging on here. These Dolphin's Acuity's actually been very good, though. They're actually kind of keeping us alive. Draw a card. There's our lands finally. Opponent's got a sack. Wedding Announcement or Wandering Emperor. We're back up to 8. There is hope. There's actual hope about it. If we get fetches and cons, I could see us getting a Blood Moon style effect, especially with Boseiju around. I don't even think Blood Moon itself would be terrible for Historic. It's true, Boseiju was a good answer. Oh, I forgot we had a donation. Let's see. Hey, Lucid, so $3 donation. Thank you again, Lucid. What are the 5 cards in this Saffron Olive Secret Lair drop? You also get to choose art styles and artists. Ooh. Okay, so cards. Cards would be, let's see, Panharmonicon Blood Moon. Those are the 2 super easy ones. So Panharmonicon Blood Moon. Oh boy, we're still gonna lose this, aren't we? After Panharmonicon and Blood Moon, that's where things become a little bit sketchier. Do we need to scry here? How do we survive? Chromium could try to block the Sanctuary Warden if our opponent has no removal. We can play a Doom Foretold. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, let's just draw. Void Rend. Can't Void Rend the Sanctuary Warden. This is tricky. So if we go for Doom Foretold, opponent sacks, we flash in Chromium, we die. I mean, I guess if they can kill Chromium, we die no matter what, right? We just die no matter what. 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, Crack Fabled Passage. I don't know if there's any way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Get our last land. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we have 11 mana. So that is Chromium Doom Foretold. I guess that's our best bet. I'm just really worried about... Oh, we're right on the... Boy, what a close game. This has been a very close game either way. Very close. These Sanctuary Wardens, standard is apparently just too good. OP. Standard OP. Cannot beat it. If we could untap, our Doom Foretolds would go off. Opponent's got a sack. So what would the other cards in my Secret Lair drop be? Panharmonicon Blood Moon. Those are the 2, like, super obvious, easy... top tier ones. Well, all right. Do you have removal? If so, we're very dead. Chromium. Are you good, Chromium? Opponent. Draws. Well, we block. Aganjo the Chromium. Well, discard a Void Rend. Oh, I guess that was unnecessary. Well, we got rid of the... No, they actually have an answer? Ah! You gotta be kidding me! Oh, no way. Well, we need the greatest prophetic prism of all time. Wow, that was brutal. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. All right, we need the second greatest prophetic prism of all time. Bloodchief's Thirst. That's not gonna do it. Oh, wow. Doom Foretold, not good. Not good, not good. Wait, what are we getting punted for? I mean, I think getting rid of... So discarding a card, I think, was a punt. We didn't need to discard a card. I think we did have to get rid of the shield counter. But we could have let the Iganjo resolve. It wouldn't have changed anything. Should have kept the Void Rend to bounce. Yeah, I don't know if the veto plan or the acuity plan, does that actually do it there? Need some sleeves. Yeah, I know. We're playing the old school deck. Yeah, Pony having all those answers. Boy, this deck can't be the standard deck, apparently. What's the record for this deck? I think we played 2 games with it. We definitely have not won with it. We're doing the super, check out everyone's cool brews. Unfortunately, the cool brews have not been successful. That's the problem. The cool brews have not been good, but we have got to see some cool stuff viewers have submitted. This will probably be the last match with Doom Foretold, and then we'll try to get in a couple matches with one more viewer deck to wrap up our viewer deck stream. Can Doom Foretold beat Blue White Control? Tough question. Tough question. So what else would be in my secret lair drop, Lucid? I kind of want to say like a Sphinx's tutelage or Teferi's tutelage. I'm curious, yeah, what else would be on the list? What else would you add? So if you have, well, we already have many Magic the Gathering lands. We'll put both at the bottom. What else would be on the list? Ooh, Mana Tie's a good one. Does Siege Rhino still count even in 2023? Probably. Those are actually pretty good suggestions. That might be the 5. Blood Moon, Mana Tithe, Panharmonicon, Siege Rhino, Circle of Loyalty. I don't know about the Circle of Loyalty. Maybe Flump? That's like the anti. We need the anti-secret lair for all the flops. All the flops. Well, let's keep one more land. All right, get a Fable, untap, draw land. Now let's crack it. What do we do about a Teferi? That's the potential problem. Do we play? Yeah, let's play Elishnorn. We have a Castle Lockwayne, so casting stuff so we can draw with Castle Lockwayne eventually seems reasonable. I don't feel like Elishnorn's going to do much in this matchup. We could try to wait till we get to like 8 mana and play it in something else, but I think since we have Castle Lockwayne, we're probably better off just trying to turn on Castle Lockwayne, honestly. Wow. Or maybe it lives when we get to Double Omen. That's kind of sweet. Get in there, Mom. Opponent down to 16 past the turn. If you guess Void Rend targeting any non-token permanent except Sanctuary Warden, then Double Doom Foretold would have forced them to sacrifice Warden and bounce Dovin's Acuities. Opponent, Narset. If you cast Void Rend targeting any non-token permanent except Sanctuary Warden, then Double Doom Foretold would have forced them to sacrifice. Would we have been alive? Like, do we survive the Sanctuary Warden hit? Like, I think that makes sense. My only question is, do we actually live through the turn? That would be the only thing I'm not sure on. If we actually would have survived the turn, then I think that that makes sense. Wow, we get a bunch of tokens. Are we sacking? I guess we're gonna sack one of these. We don't have a Doom Foretold anyway. All right, we can do some Acuity stuff. Actually, do we want Acuity or Void Rend? Yeah, probably Acuity. Let's take Acuity. I'll go to combat. Tokens and Narset. Good old Narset. Narset, or Elishnorn at our opponent. Hit ya.
I shall miss your company. company?
And Acuity. Draw a card, gain some life. Wow, absorb. Okay, so opponent's got counters for days, counters for days. Well, we can draw with Castle Agway, and taking 4 is a lot, but it's probably worth it. Opponent, Supreme Verdict. All right, well, Castle Agway. This hand could use a Doom Foretold. Could use a Doom Foretold. Well, play the land. Pass the turn. I doubt Eldraine will have as much night support. Wizards said they're focusing more on fairy tale stuff. Well, at least we got the Void Rend to deal with the Teferi, so we don't just lose to it. Actually, you know what? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, will we just kill it? 1, 2, 3. We could Blood Chief's Thirst to make our opponent. Yeah, let's just kill it. Kill the Teferi. I doubt Eldraine will have much focus on night support. Wizards said they're focusing more on fairy tale stuff and less on Camelot this time. Maybe a little bit of support, but I doubt there'll be major night theme. Yeah, I mean, I think I'm fine with that. The last one. Hey, Voxy with the huge raid. We are Doom Foretold. We actually, Voxy, we were watching some Twitch clips today, and you showed up. We were watching Crim Twitch clips, and someone mentioned that you were with Crim when you got the news about the standard rotation changes, and Crim's face was pretty priceless. Actually, that was a good one. Welcome, Raiders. Hopefully, hey, there's a Doom Foretold. Hopefully, y'all had a amazing stream. We are just doing some, but they have castle. All right, they have the Field of Ruin for our castles, but whatever. They're probably gonna Field of Ruin? No. All right, that's good. And you were the best, because Crim's like making all these faces like, what? No. And you're like, hey, play limited. Doesn't matter to me. It was a great moment. Hopefully I had a good stream. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Doom Foretold? Don't counter it. Don't worry about it. It's fine. It's fine. Just a little value. Just a little value. Oh, Jay Zoller for the 82nd month. Welcome to the Fish Bowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank you. We're playing viewer decks tonight. We played some lands in Historic. At the moment, we're playing Doom Foretold and Explore. First time playing Explore in a minute. And we are trying to grind our way past Blue-White Control. We will see. We'll see if it works. I really don't want to get this Hive of the Eye Tyrant killed, but all right, we're on the castle plan. We're full on castle plan here. Make the tokens, draw the cards. Eldraine land battle. Opponents on the castle plan as well with Mantras. Oh, that's gonna hurt. That's a 6/6 shark. Okay. Well, I mean, we got the Blood Chief's Thirst, but that doesn't do anything until next turn. Opponent combat gets it. It says. We learned talking to yourself in the mirror gives you Riz. Oh, the life lessons of a Voxy stream. This is a viewer list. It does seem, I mean, it looks like a functional list. I don't know if Doom Foretold is, I don't know how competitive, like Doom Foretold is not super competitive at the moment, but the list itself seems like a pretty functional version. The problem we're going to have here is if our opponent makes a big shark, I think we're just going to die, right? Like, we're not playing fatal pushes. We got all these Blood Chief's Thirst, which are great, but it does mean we can't stop a big shark at instant speed unless we find a Void Rend. About it. Well, I mean, if it makes you feel better, we haven't won with it, so maybe functional is too kind. We are over with with Doom Foretold, but it seems pretty well put together. You know what I'm saying? It looks pretty well put together. It's got the proper amount of lands and spells, and you know, it's got a Chromium. Who doesn't love trying to beat down with Chromium? I don't know about Chromium as a finisher. On a rampage. Welcome to Field of Ruin. Gets us again. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so... Oh, no lands. We're getting strip mined. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big soup cheer for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Well, here comes the 1-1s. Get in, hit ya. Opponent down to 12 past the turn. Is there a reason we're not attacking with the hive? I don't really want to fire it. Well, before the reason was there's a field of ruin. I don't really want to lose it to removal, but maybe we just gotta accept that we're gonna lose it and fire it up anyway. Here we get to do more scrying. This time our opponent does not have a field of ruin at the ready, so we might actually get what we scry for. Although neither of those cards do much. Is Oath of Kai irrelevant? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think we go. Actually, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we're not just dead to a shark. Yeah, bottom. Come on, big draw. Big draw. Calverti, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Oh, we don't even have any lands left. Thank you so much. We're going to fire it up against my better judgment. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. What do you think of a series where you play the best standard decks of yore in Pioneer? Is there anything that is actually relevant to Exile? Yeah, whatever. What do you think where you play standard decks of yore in Pioneer? Oh boy, here comes the removal. First rate up, then with some upgrades to help make them more competitive. That could be sweet. If that's something people want to see, that could be fun. I do like old standard decks. Although, I don't know. How do you like Pioneer right now, Jaguar? We were talking about this earlier, that I kind of feel like out of all the 60 card formats, Pioneer to me feels like the stalest at the moment. I really feel like Pioneer needs something. Tuesday is all right, here's a Wrath. Tuesday is the start of spoiler season. Opponent gonna draw into Fairy. I don't feel like... What do we do? I feel like the odds of our lands dying are incredibly high. But maybe they won't. Like, in theory, we can fire up both lands and try to attack for lethal. The problem is, if we do that and our opponent has removal, we basically just straight up lose the game on the spot. Because then Teferi just snowballs. The other option is we can kill it to Teferi, but that's going to take up most of our turn. I think what we do, is send a Bloodchief's Thirst to Teferi, see what our opponent does. We're not going to go for the win. We're going to go after Teferi. All right, opponent has Absorb. Well, in that case, we're definitely going to try to kill Teferi because we're not very close to winning. All right, well, Teferi'd out past the turn. I think you lose if they untap attack with lands. Interesting. I feel like attacking... We just have no... We have no threats left or ways to do anything. So I feel like attacking with lands is... Oh, boy. Tough position. Well, I'm a High Tyrant. We'll fire it up and go for it, but I think this is just essentially the last-ditch... The last-ditch effort of the game. Like, Wandering Emperor, March Otherworldly Light. If we get blown out here, I think we essentially just concede. Well, go attacking. Eat a thing, eat a thing. It's just, control's very... they always have the answer, so my hopes are not very high. Technically not lethal, so our opponent doesn't have to interact. Alright, there's a Wandering Emperor. Eats a Hive of the Eye Tyrant. Yeah. Well, so we got in for one. We got in for one. Opponent down from 8 to 7. We're out of basics, so this Fable's... And our opponent knows we're out of basics because they Field of Ruined us and we didn't find one. So we don't even really get any bluff value out of playing the Fable at this point. So I think we're better just to hold it so our opponent doesn't know about it. Since it's literally just a dead card here. Oh, Memory Deluge and... Well, okay. So Memory Deluge. How many cards do they have left? Can we mill them out? No, 29. 29. We did dodge the settle. That's a bit of good news. That's a bit of good news. Well, all right. Supreme Verdict. Clean up the board again. Yeah, opponent's just grinding us. Grinding us into oblivion. Well, Prophetic Prism. Yeah, maybe we start drawing with... Yeah. We might start running with Castle Lockwade. Our opponent's gotten to the point where I think our opponent, like, kind of punted because the easiest way for them to win is just make a shark on our end step and we die. Like, we can't run. Yeah, if they make a shark on our end step, there's not anything we can do to stop that. But instead, they played the Shark Typhoon. I think they should, if they have a Shark Typhoon, just wait till our end step. I guess they don't know that we have very minimal ways of actually interacting with that. Like, just the Void Rends. So I guess they don't know that. But if they did know that, they would probably be killing us here. Well, Hive of the Eye Tyrant. Seth, do you play a lot of EDH in your free time? Like, do you have a play group or something? I play a decent amount. I mean, so I do Commander Clash. Oh, I'm not gonna flash it back. So we do Commander Clash every week, and then I play some random games with friends. But I play mostly. I think the most that I play is Commander Clash, and then going to events and so forth. Yeah, not beating that. Not beating that. How much Commander do you play, Agent of Yavmaya? But like of stream. Do I play a lot of Commander on stream? No, I mean, content-wise, most of my Commander play is Commander Clash, and then I play a bit, in paper for fun. But as far as content, it's mostly Commander Clash and like the Commander Clash podcast and stuff like that. Well, we get Dovin's Vetoes. We can go down the Farewells. We can go down Supreme Verdicts. We can go up to Pithing Needles, which are pretty good against Planeswalkers. Go down the Unlicensed Turfs and probably should cut Mom, but I think that's fine. We'll run it like that. How much Commander do you play, Agent of Yavmaya? Opponent. Well, okay. We got the Chromium. We got the Chromium. It is supposed to be unbeatable. While I enjoy watching Seth play, I do love seeing Control Deck do its thing. Yeah, I mean, I think people might think I don't like Control Decks. I actually like Control Decks, and I like playing Control Decks. Control Decks are just really, really good against brews. Like, if you're doing janky fun stuff, the thing you want to see absolutely the least with a lot of decks is the Control Deck on the other side of the table. That's just, like, full of cheap interaction encounters, because those are the decks that are really good at being like, no, you can't do this, like, cool, unique thing. Teferi here, Dominaria is easily one of my favorite. Wow, you really are a control lover, aren't you, Tuka Buddy? Oh, God. All right. Nars at Parker Vale's going to tick down. Well, I wonder if Chromium's... Oh, and a Teferi? Yikes. I wonder if Chromium's good enough. Is there any world where this Chromium just ends up winning us this game? Like, it's sort of hexproofian. I guess we can actually do it this way. This makes more sense. Oath of Gaia. Snipe the Narset. Pass the turn. So we can potentially veto the Teferi. But we need lands. Okay, well, I mean... Oh, this is not a good spot to be in. Oh. Okay, getting worse, getting worse. The beautiful Super Friends curve. Narset on 3, Wandering Emperor on 4, Teferi on 5. Not good for us, not good for us. About it. Oh yeah, there were also these other promos. We didn't talk about them. Duel Master promos, whatever those are. Opponent. I'm always a little jealous of the... Alright. Yeah. Well, this is the matchup where drawing more lands would actually be helpful. Would not mind another land or two. I'm always a little jealous of Japan. Japan gets so many... Oh, come on now. Yeah, we're getting kind of stomped. I'm always a little jealous of Japan. Japan gets so many cool promos. I think Japan gets the coolest promos. Way more than we get in North America. But they have these new Duel Master art promos that are coming out this fall. Earthquake, Sarah Angel, Pouncing Jaguar of all things, and the big one, Nicole Bolas. They just look so good. They look so good. Why does Japan get so many cool promos? Does anyone know the reason? I've always I know Magic is pretty, yeah, like dual art from the Duel Master card game, I believe. I know that Magic is big over there and like anime art and all that stuff, but it's interesting to me that there's way more unique promos printed for the Japanese market than the North American market. A little jealous. Makes me just a little jealous. Hey, we did it. That's a Doom Foretold. It's gonna actually kill a Wandering Emperor. We're off to the races now. Off to the races. More of a revenue thing. That's why Japan has more promos. Oh, okay. Well, let's sack the Oath of Gaia. They want to encourage those small... I mean, I don't blame them for that. Our infamous small Japanese tournaments have some of the sweetest metas and some of the coolest decks, so... Memory Deluge, okay. Well, I mean, Doom Foretold goes off. What is the final mode of this? So we did the thing. We did a Doom Foretold. Our opponent can't sack the Doom Foretold. So they discard a card, lose 2 life. We draw a card, gain 2 life. Okay, yeah, okay. Well, we got a 2. Our reward is a 2-2. Our reward is a 2-2. Way to go, Doom Foretold. I mean, I think the real power of Doom Foretold is obviously sitting out on the battlefield and grinding the opponent's permanents away. That's its most optimal mode. But I guess a 2-2 and drawing a card is not bad. I believe that Japan is the second biggest market outside of North America. I'm pretty sure. Get in, hit ya. I mean, Doom Foretold... Ugh, really? I think Doom Foretold can be pretty powerful.
I've learned much during my travels. Let me show you.
It's just kind of matchup dependent. Like, it really depends on how many permanents your opponent has and what those permanents are. Like, because the idea of the deck really is like, do we have to kill a shark? That feels bad. Oh, this also feels kind of bad, but all right, play Acuity, see if we can draw a card. So the idea of the deck is really, hey, what's awesome? What's up, awesome dude? For the 82nd month, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you. The idea of the deck is you're like, more the berries. You're like useless permanent, play that. Hopefully your opponent has useful permanents. And as you're sacking your list permanents, they're sacking their bomby permanents, and then Doom Foretold's really strong, like the super safe standard fixed skull clamp. So I don't think that Doom Foretold's like bad, but I also don't know if it's, I don't know if it completely stands up. Well, that's the Fairy Hero of Dominaria. It's just matchup dependent. It depends on needs a lot of things to go right. Pithing Needle. Number 2. The Wandering Emperor. Play the land, go to combat. Hit ya. Well, we have successfully shut down 2 planeswalkers, which is sweet. And Chromium's coming. No one expects Chromium. Literally no one ever suspects Chromium because no one ever plays Chromium. So we got a surprise dragon that maybe can steal this win. Can we steal this win? How are you, awesome dude? Good to see ya. Welcome back to the Fishbowl for the 82nd month. Big scoops here for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I'll go to combat, go to do some attacking. Here comes the 2/2s. At your face. Chromium, uncounterably, waiting in the wings. Can it come down and close out the game? Can it come down and close out the game? About it. Fateful Absence. Better on a token than on a Chromium. Down to 11. Opponent plays a land. Banishing Light. Oh my goodness. They actually have an answer for a Pithing Needle? They do. That is awkward. Okay. Well, Teferi back online. Yeah. I guess I gotta focus more on Dorvan's Acuity. Not a card that I... Really? 2 Teferis. Not a card that I usually play with. So I guess when I looked at the deck list, there's like almost 0 instants in the deck. So I figured it was just... there was one on Teferi and one on Wandering Emperor as far as needles. When I looked at the deck list, I saw there were essentially 0 spells in the deck. The only instant is Void Rend. So I just kind of wrote off Acuity as being something even to think about. Just play it like an Omen of the Sea. But I guess Void Rend is technically there is an instant in the deck, so worth remembering. Well, all right, Chromium. Opponent gets done to have all the lands. Oh, we needed that Pithing Needle. Losing that's real bad. Yes, it really is. Doom Foretold is basically the absolute hardest mode of Invoke Despair. Invoke Despair just does all that Doom Foretold does and more right away for casting it. Doom Foretold, although Doom Foretold does have the upside of like, there are scenarios where it can kind of be like almost a smokestack, if that makes sense. There are those situations where it's actually like kind of game ending, where you just like, you get it down at the right time and it's eating away a permanent of your opponent's every turn and it almost like locks your opponent. Your opponent has to like stop playing things to get it off the battlefield. I think we're just going face. I think that's our most realistic pathway here. Face. Chromium. Opponent. Shark Typhoon. Okay. Blocks the 1/1. Drops to 4. Well, we will play Prophetic Prism. Draw Pithing Needle. Teferi Hero of Dominaria. Again. Pass the turn. Is Chromium better than a Shark token? Memory Deluge. Gonna do some digging. Opponent. Oh, yeah, I think we'll definitely do something with Clips at some point. I think there seems like there's enough interest that we can try to do something with it.
I train every day. No one is
About it. This is Arena, not Magic. Arena counts as Magic. About it. Why not Mom? Well, we definitely want to try to keep our hand full for Chromium, so I think we want to keep as many cards in hand as possible, because Chromium we can discard a card to give it hexproof. And Mom just doesn't really do much of... Oh. Well, I mean, we gotta go for... Oh my goodness, and they scoop it up and do Foretold. Actually got there. Actually got there. What's the most annoying Planeswalker for you? Ooh, Teferi, Hero of Dominaria? Actually, no, boy. War of the Spark added so many contenders to that list. Wow. Most annoying Planeswalker. Karn the Great Creator, very high on that list. Teferi, Hero of Dominaria, very high on that list. 3-mana Teferi, very high on that list. Those are the ones that are super... Narset, I guess, also would be high. If our opponent's playing them, they're high on the list. So those 4 really stand out. Karn the Great Creator, the 2 Teferis, Narset. Also, shout out to Nissa from Standard. I hated 5-mana doubling Nissa in Standard. Although, Nissa's kind of fine now. It doesn't even see play anywhere now. So it kind of ended up being fine after it rotated. But in Standard, it was pretty bad. What else would be on the list? What's on your list, chat? Oh, Kaya with Hexproof, yeah. I don't know why that card. I guess it's just because it's so expensive. But I feel like I never beat that card. Anytime, I remember back when Mono White was one of the good decks in Standard, like last winter, I was playing the Mono White deck, and then I ran into people who were like splashing Kaya. Never beating it. Never in a million years. Not happening. Oh, Big Ugin in Standard. Yeah, that's another. Big Ugin's another one that outside of Standard I think is good. But in Standard, my goodness, it just has such a warping effect on the format. It ends up becoming really not fun. Ren in 6 in Legacy with Wasteland. Yeah, just do some hard locking. No lands for you. I mean, I guess it's a soft lock, sort of, because it's only non-basics. Non-basics. But still, that is a little much. That's why they can never put Wasteland into Modern, right? That's actually a really good question. What Legacy cards or existing cards, not new cards, that aren't in Modern would you like in Modern? I kind of want Wasteland, but you can't have Wasteland if Ren and 6 is there, right? It just wouldn't work. What about Force of Will? Have we reached the point where Force of Will should just be in Modern? I kind of feel like the answer might be yes. I mean, we can actually just look at popular Legacy cards. It's pretty easy. Pretty easy to pull up the list. I'm curious. I want your thoughts on this. Chat. So, what do we have on the creature list that isn't in Modern? Actually, almost all the... It's because there's been so much power creep. All these are just like the last... Wow, Legacy's just like Modern, isn't it? This year, Modern Horizons, Eldraine, Modern Horizons, old random sideboard card. I guess Containment Priest is like an old commander card. Modern Horizons, Delver, Emrakul, Lord of the Rings, old, Modern Horizons, fast mana, new, Commander Legends, new, Modern Horizons, new, Death Shadow, Thalia. Yeah, it is very similar. These are like so many new cards. It's amazing how much better creatures have gotten compared to where they used to be. And a little sad how so many iconic creatures just don't cut it anymore. I guess I never really looked through just the 50 most played creatures in Legacy. I've done it in Modern many times, but I've never really done it to Legacy, or at least not recently, and it's kind of the same way. Lord of the Rings is Modern Horizons 2.5. I think the biggest difference is, I think the top end is similar. I think the biggest difference is, I would say, is I think the set is much less deep. One of the things I liked about a lot of the Modern Horizons sets is they added these cards to lower tier archetypes that made them functional or relevant again. I know, like, a big one is Merfolk with Sevulin. Sevulin's a card that I think that's in many ways... Wow, did our opponent just not... Wow, our opponent scooped it up. Wanted no piece of the dupe, Foretold. Sevulin is a card that in many ways is the exact kind of card I want out of Modern Horizons. It powers up a tier 3 deck that people like. It makes it not broken, but actually like somewhat competitive. I want more. Another example would be, I know this card was maybe bad for Commander because it just became like the default. Why is this in non-English on the site? I'm gonna have to tell Richard about that. But I know it became like the default Enchantress commander, which might not be good. But for Modern, I think like Sterling Grove and Sethis, really cool. They actually made enchantments into an actual archetype in Modern when they weren't before. So there's, or like Harmonic Prodigy doing cool stuff with Shaman that made that into like a somewhat real deck. Those are the cards I love about Modern Horizons. So I think that's to me the difference. Like if you look at the top end cards, I think that Lord of the Rings actually is very similar with Bowmasters, Delighted Halfling, the One Ring. So the high end has had a really similar, maybe even bigger impact than Modern Horizons. But I feel like Modern Horizons is much deeper for Modern. Like the cards way down on this list: Dragon Rage Channeler, Nettlesis, Goblin Bombardment, Harmonic Prodigy, Sterling Grove, Sethis, Dress Down. Those are all cards that have made an impact on Modern. And I don't think Lord of the Rings is going to do that. But as far as the legacy cards, I'm curious now. I feel like Recruiter of the Guard could easily come to Modern. That would probably be fine. What about Opposition Agent? Is that too much? Is Opposition Agent just too good? It would get people's fetch lands, but it'd be kind of funny. The format's so powerful now. Like, does it even matter? Like, can you just get away with throwing Opposition Agent into Modern? Maybe you can. I don't know about Initiative. Initiative. Would you like to play with Dolls in Standard? I will give it a shot. We probably only got another match-ish left in the stream, but let's give it a shot just for you. I know you submitted the deck and you said it was cool. Let's give it a try and see if we can do a Dollhouse stream before we wrap up for the night. Can Dollhouse go off? So this is a deck that was sent in by Die on the Phone. It's mono white Dollhouse of Horrors. So basically, Dollhouse of Horrors gets you 0/0 construct versions of creatures from your graveyard for 1 mana. So essentially, we're hoping to get some value-y stuff like Combat Thresher, ATB draw card, Double Strike, Spirited Companion on the battlefield, and then into the graveyard and get it back with Dollhouse of Horrors to maybe beat our opponent down. I will say, Die on the Phone, 20 lands. How is the land situation worked? I'm a little frightened that we're trying to get to a 5-drop and playing 20 lands. Have lands been an issue playing the deck? That would be my main concern. Karakas would probably be fine. I think honestly the spells are way more interesting, I think, than the creatures. Because the creatures are mostly the same. The spells though, I think are much different. There's a lot of legacy playable spells that do not exist in Modern. I think those are the most interesting ones. Like Force of Will is the biggest. Now we got 3 lands in a Dollhouse. We'll try it. Force of Will's the biggest. Do you think Force of Will is safe for Modern? I kind of feel like, wow, you flood a bit. I'm shocked. I don't know how do you flood with 20 lands in a Dollhouse of Horrors? That's some unfortunate running. Runaway Trash Bot. What is this card? 3 mana, 0/4. Gets +1/+0 for each artifact or enchantment card in your graveyard. Oh, moon it. Doing some ambitious farming. Well, we will continue to swoop. Get in, hit ya. Down at 19, shroobing lookout. Do you think they'll ever bring fetches to Historic? Well, they just announced that they're doing Kanzatar Kiran Arena, which will have the fetches in it. So I think that means yes. I would be absolutely befuddled if they ban them. I'd be shocked. Straight up shocked if they ban them. What's the point of even adding them if we're not going to make them legal anywhere? So I think that once Cons is added to Arena, we'll have fetches. And I think that'll make Historic really fun. Like, I think it'll be good for Historic. Been playing some Mono White Devotion in Explorer. Let me see, Corneus. Ooh, some Dranith Magistrate. Dranith Magistrate, Invasion of Gavakon. Whew. I do like the synergies. That looks sweet. I like pretty much every Nykthos deck that's not mono green. Well, hitting lands is not a problem. Runaway Trashbot having power, on the other hand. The classic zero power trampler. classic trash bot. Where's the best place to get a summary on all these upcoming set announcements? Let me see. So there's, maybe I gotta like write one or something. I wasn't sure what to do with it because it goes so far in the future and there's like so little information about a lot of them that they're just like, it's, what would you even say? Because my first thought was like, oh, maybe I need to do like a video or an article, but it would mostly just kind of be a list at this point because there's just not much more. Transmogrant's crown on the farmhand. There's just not much more to say about it. About it. Wandering Emperor.
My people must contend with me.
Gonna dig up and kill the farmhand. Sure. Well, so much value. So much value. Well, let's ossification. Get rid of the architect. Hit the Wandering Emperor. Pass the turd. I'm trying to find, I know there was a little overview article that Wizards posted that just kind of like showed the sets and the names. But I don't know what website they posted it on. If anyone has a list to just the article that Wizards posted showing off the new sets, definitely let me know. It would be helpful. Jim Davis said he doesn't want fetches in historic, thinks it will be too similar to modern, and loses what makes it special. I'm on the opposite side. I think that historic has, like, to me, if you're gonna do nerfs, buffs, alchemy cards, if that's what historic is gonna be, there is essentially nothing that I don't want in the format. If it exists, it should be legal. Wizards already shown they have zero interest in trying to actually maintain a healthy metagame. So just put it all in and let the magic gods sort it out. If Wizards was showing they had some interest in being like, oh no, like Crucius is too good, we better do something about this. We're gonna get right on that. Like if that's how Wizards was viewing the format, then okay, like yeah, let's have a conversation about what's healthy and not healthy. But I kind of think it's just all out the window at this point. So might as well just roll with the punches. I guess we gotta kill this or it kills our trash bot. What does this do? Lifelinker, flying an angel. But I like the... Well, this thing doesn't fly. Oh. That definitely doesn't fly. Okay, well that wasn't great. Yeah, Dollhouse of 4 seems like a lot of work to make things that die to Architect of Restoration. A lot of effort to make a 3/3. Yeah, that's a lot of work for a little payoff, isn't it? And this is a deck that actually is very much built around it with like is playing a bunch of artifacts, so it's actually really trying to make Dollhouse good. The problem, like, that's part of the problem with how strong. Oh, thank you, Leo. That's part of the problem with how strong the best cards are. Is like, it makes cards like this. I think. Remember when God Pharaoh's Gift was like a legit exciting standard deck? Dollhouse reminds me of that quite a bit. Yeah, GG. Dollhouse reminds me of that quite a bit. It reminds me of like that similar effect in like. 5 years ago, maybe? Was it 5 years ago? That was like a legit option. And it wasn't that long ago that you could God Pharaoh's Gift and actually like make a real competitive deck out of it. I feel like cards like that have just gotten so much worse because if you're gonna like, why put the effort into a card like Dollhouse or God Pharaoh's Gift to like eventually make a 4/4 when you could just play a Sheoldred or just play a busted Planeswalker? So I think it's made it a lot harder for those cards to actually like was it 7 years ago now? 5, 7, he was counting. But, Getfro's gift basically costs 4. I mean, you'd have to reanimate it. I wonder, do you think a deck like that could work again? Do you think it's just like we don't have the right pieces for it? Or do you think it's... Yeah, I mean, it did have like Champion of Wits, which was a great way to fill the graveyard. You had the Eternalized mechanic that really synergized with it. Oh no, Zummy, it was good. We beat the control deck in the end. We beat the control deck. We did. We took down Teferi, so it performed well. It performed well enough. Doom Foretold's definitely a fun card. I was impressed that it managed to beat the control deck. Whereas this is play number of subpar cards for a subpar payoff. It's so cool though. Like Dallas of Horror is such a cool card. I love cards like that. And I mean, yeah, I guess there's some like subpar artifacts, but still like Spirit Companion, pretty good. Skrelv, pretty good. I don't know. Didn't Wizards mention with like their redesign of standard and changing rotation that they're trying to get more synergistic rather than just like raw mid-range power fest? So I wonder if it'll work. I think it would actually be, and maybe that's just like a needle that's impossible to thread, but it would be really cool if rather than like, okay, here's Rakdos, it's the best because it has all the good cards, and then we ban it, and then here's Dimir, it's the best because it has all the best cards. It would be really cool if you could somehow end up with a meta where it was like, here's a really solid House of Horrors deck. Here's a really solid House of Horrors deck. House of Horrors is like the best card in that deck, and it's not playable anywhere else. I think a meta like that would be really cool, where you have like, okay, here's ninjas. Here's these ninjas. They're horrible in every other deck, but if you build this ninja deck, they're really good, and they can compete with the House of Horror deck. Like, that's kind of the dream of the standard meta. I don't know if it's actually possible for that dream to become a reality. Maybe it's all a pipe dream. Maybe it's all impossible to actually achieve in practice. But that's like my dream world of standard, where rather than like, okay, every deck plays Shieldred because it's so much better than everything else, you have like 10 Shieldreds or 5 Shieldreds that each go in different decks essentially, rather than one Shieldred that goes in every deck because it's better in every deck. We want more synergistic decks. We're totally keeping playing Harvester and Friends around another year. Doesn't really seem sincere. I feel like the changes... So I'm someone who's like not a fan of the changes to rotation period. Like, I think it was a bad move. But feels to me like it's a change that came together late, if that makes any sense. Like, I feel like they came up with this plan pretty close to when they announced the plan. That's a definition of a parasitic mechanic, isn't it? So parasitic mechanics are mechanics that only work with themselves. Like Energy is a pretty classic example, or like Splice onto Arcane, where they only work with other cards from their same set or environment. So like Splice onto Arcane works with a handful of cards from Champions of Kamigawa or whatever, doesn't work with anything else in Magic. Energy works with a handful of cards from Kaladesh, doesn't work with anything else in Magic. So I don't think it's exactly the same as like having cards that are good in specific archetypes. Like House of Horrors, there's going to be a best House of Horrors deck, but it's not a card that you literally can't use in another archetype. Like, Splice onto Arcane, it's just not gonna... That mechanic will never do anything unless you're playing specifically a bunch of Arcane cards. That's the only world where it actually works. Well, now we actually kind of want things to die, if that makes sense. This runaway trash bot has not been the most impressive. It has been more trash than runaway, I would say, so far. So far, a little bit more on the trash side. Opponent, Restoration of a Ganjil. Did you not side? Yeah, there wasn't much of note in the sideboard. Like, Annex Sentry doesn't do anything. Lion Sash doesn't really do anything. More Destroy Evils, more Lay Down Arms. Invasion of Gabakhan is, like, the closest to something I would consider. But I don't even know if that's especially good in the matchup. So, the end result is we basically didn't really sideboard at all. Oh, main deck Graveyard 8. Okay, yep, that is an issue. We had plans to do things with this Dalhouse of Horrors Graveyard Trespasser. Graveyard Trespasser. Has anyone seen Anime Metropolis Adaptation? Runaway Trashbot makes me think of that. Ooh, I haven't. Oh, opponent is just absolutely. Ooh, you know what would actually probably be good in this deck is Rite of Oblivion. Maybe we gotta go and then we could stack our stuff to get it in the graveyard and then be able to Dalhouse it back. That would actually be sweet. Well, I feel like we have to deal with this Graveyard Trespasser or else. Unfortunately, even if we do deal with the Graveyard Trespasser, they have this Rite of Oblivion, so we know they're going to be able to kill our... They're going to be able to kill our Dalhouse, so we're going to get one use out of it. Oh, boon. What is Metropolis Adaptation, Lucid? Oh, boon it. Getting in. Well, okay. Well, you do some trash bot blocking. Down to 17. So I guess we can Dalhouse back a Patchwork. Ossification. Maybe we just keep waiting. Let's just ossify this Architect. The Patchwork is going to be a, what, 2/2? That's not very big. Pass the turn. Oh, Soul Shift. Soul Shift was so bad. Soul Shift is pretty high in my least favorite mechanic of all time, Liz, honestly. It made Kamigawa look so underpowered. The mechanic, like, doesn't play that horribly, but my god, did they have to overcost everything so much? Or did they choose to overcost everything so much because of that mechanic? Seriously, I feel like there's Kamigawa cards that were like 6 mana 2/2 Soul Shift. Just like so bad about it. So question on this deck for its creator. What is the best idea for getting cards in the graveyard? One thing I will say about this deck that I really like, Die on the Phone, very budget friendly. So it's essentially a ultra budget deck or even a budget deck on Arena. Well, let's block with the Trash Bot. I like the idea of it as a budget deck. I wonder, it would probably make it less budget. I wonder if there's a way to... Does not have Vigilance. I wonder if there's a way to get cards in the graveyard more often. Or actually, yeah, I don't know. Maybe, this reminds me a little bit of the budget sword deck we played in Standard that, like, was kind of an artifact aggro deck. I wonder if just playing, like, the sword or something would be good. Because we have this Dalhouse, we just, like, can't really do anything with it. We got the one Spirited Companion in the graveyard. We can get back the Patchy, which I think we do next turn. Another awesome. All right. Well, go Dalhouse. It's your time to shine. Show us the power. Show us the power of the constructs. Boom. Patchwork coming in. Runaway trash bot shrinking. Wait, we shrunk our trash bot. Together Apache. Okay, okay. Yeah. Attack, attack. Not exactly a combo with trash bot. Down to 18. Below the starting life totals. We are doing it. About it. Restoration. And... You know, I kind of just wish Satyr Wayfinder was always in standard. I love Satyr Wayfinder. Transmogran's Crown, eh? I mean, so we have Spirited Companion's a good EDB. We have Combat Thrasher, whatever it is. Come on, no, don't be looking. Don't be looking. Oh, another Rite of Oblivion. Oh. Yeah. Okay, Dalhouse down. Yeah, Rite of Oblivion's a very good card. Very, very good. About it. Well, I guess it's up to the Swooping Lookout to take us home. Come on, Swoopy. Come on, Swoopy. You got it, buddy. Stitcher Supplier. About it passes. I kind of want to build around. I kind of want to build a Dalhouse deck now. I wonder, is there a way to do it with a Goyf? I wonder if that could. I wonder if that could work. Well, all right. Ossification. Get rid of the Architect. Go to combat. Trash bot. Trash bot got up to 1 power per minute. It was trying. There was a time when it was trying. Okay, I think we're just sacking this trash bot, right? We sack the trash bot, or do we need it to block? I guess we need it to block. Oh! Oh, it was token. Oh, no. That was our one. We put so much mana and effort into making that. Oh no. Oh no, we spent so much time. Oh no. I thought we had it. I thought we built a 5/5. I mean, oh no, and the Rite of Oblivion is just wrecking us. The Rite of Oblivion is really getting us. Well, I mean, we got to see Dalhouse get up. We made a 5/5 with it. It took some finagling. It did cost us 6 mana. We had to get a creature in the graveyard, but it was kind of sort of doing it. And then the Rite of Oblivion just came in and said no, but it was kind of sort of doing it. I don't even know how we get out of this at this point. So if we block here... Yeah, I guess we take it. Alright, block here. Drop to 3. Opponent. Restoration. Opponent's definitely out restoration us. They've had so many restoration triggers. Gets a land. Well, I mean, we did get our opponent all the way down to 17. Just saying. Again, Joe. Well, playing a land. Get rid of the restoration. Pass the turn. About it. I mean, we're not literally dead. We're not dead yet. You are correct. How we win from here is that is a question that I don't have an answer to yet. But I guess that's a next turn problem, because we do survive this turn. I think with a Ganjo we should survive this turn. Opponent, Spirited Companion, Spirited Companion. Opponent has many more cards in hand than we do. Mirrex. Combat. And if we kill their stuff, they also draw cards. Not thrilled about that. We will block, and then a Ganjo. Get rid of the dork. And man. I don't know what I've never watched the Dollhouse. Is it good? Best CDH video you guys have done. Finally played good decks for the most part. Tomer not included. Hey, thank you, Samurai. Does Slicer not count as a good CDH deck? No, not another one. Is this another Rite of Oblivion? Rite of Oblivion, Transmogric Crown going off. I always thought Transmogric Crown was actually a good card that didn't get enough respect. It's almost Skull Clamp. It's almost like a really bad standard legal, horrible Skull Clamp. But still, like it's kind of close to a Skull Clamp. Like Dallas as a reanimation tool could be a scary creature instead. Oh, that's the dagger. That is the dagger. Opponent going to wrath the board.
This here and now.
Hey, we have a swooping lookout though, and you know what? That swooping lookout. I mean, we are dying, but swooping lookout out of here. Planeswalker, play our land. Opponent flips double saga. You triggers another one. Well, I gotta say the Dollhouse deck. So we didn't get to play it. We didn't get to play it a ton because it was the last deck we played. But I will say I like how budget friendly it was. And Dollhouse itself, it's an intriguing card. It's very fun. I love that stuff. Yeah, all right, opponent with the daggers. I love the style of the card. I love the graveyard reanimation style stuff. How competitive it is in our current very powerful standard format, I'm not exactly sure. A lot of times it felt like it was make a single 3/3 or something before it died, but we only got to play one match with it. So we got to play lands. Lands had really cool synergies. Could use maybe some more top-end threats, but the land synergies are really, really neat. So I love seeing a deck that's like Legacy lands in Historic. We got to play some Doom Foretold, which actually took down the Teferi control deck and can grind for days. And Doom Foretold is just such a cool card. And then in Standard, we got to play some super-duper budget Dollhouse of Horrors. And Runaway Trash Bot might have disappointed us a bit. It was pretty much always 0 power, but Dollhouse, I could see how if you could get it snowballing, it could take over a game. In a deck with a bunch of artifacts, if you can get a few things in the graveyard and be activating this, and for 1 mana be making it 3/3, then a 4/4, then a 5/5, it could easily take over the game. So I like the idea of it. How often the snowball's gonna happen, that's another question, but anyway, everyone, I think that brings us to the end of our stream for tonight. Good news is we'll be back on Tuesday for another stream. And on Tuesday, a reminder, we're going to be doing a bit of an early stream. So Tuesday, hey, that's awesome, Di. I'm glad it's working for you. Question for you, do you usually play in best of 3 or best of 1? Is it a deck that you designed mostly for best of 1, or is it a best of 3 deck too? So maybe, because we were playing in best of 3, so I don't know, maybe some decks just tend to like perform better in best of 1. So it could be one that's worth trying in best of 1 anyway. But on that note, everyone, that brings us to the end for tonight. On Tuesday, best of 1. Yeah, maybe if I play it again, I'll try it in best of 1 and see. I could see it being one of those decks that could work really well in best of 1, dodging the graveyard hate and interactions and whatnot. So maybe I'll give it a try there. On that note, everyone, I think that brings us to the end of our stream for tonight. So early stream on Tuesday for spoilers. Reminders, replay YouTube. That's where you'd find all the old streams, including this one in the future. Normal YouTube, check out tomorrow's Much Brew. It's a pretty sweet one. And one more shout out to our sponsor tonight, Card Kingdom. If you need some magical cards, you can get them over at cardkingdom.com/mtggoldfish. Most importantly, thank you to all of you. I love y'all. I hope you have an amazing night. Have a great weekend. Huge thanks to everyone who sent in a deck today. It was awesome to get to check out everything you're working on. I hope you have an amazing time with them. And thanks again for sending them in. So have an amazing night. Have a great weekend. I love y'all. And I'll see you on Tuesdays for a stream and some new spoilers. So until then, everyone, be good. And I will talk to you soon.